Nobody chooses their family. You can only make the best of what's given to you. My name is Grotech Rank. I was born to someone who cared enough to leave me in the forest where my real parents found me. Their names are Kag and Rishko Rank, I just call them Mom and Pop. Orcs and a Tiefling, who'd have thought? Being a part of a small village, I'm not surprised at their ability to make the most of what they had. A few scraps of metal, words spoken, and they had a machine that can make steam. It wasn't long till I came into it myself, playing with little machine parts and chemicals. Everything my parents stand for, everything they work for, I'm proud to say is a part of me. As much as the rest of the village. They're my family. I'd do anything for them. And that's why I've come to Europa. My village fell ill not too long ago. Disease that turned anyone infected into a green-veined husk. I left for the day to forage, collect some food, help out. When I returned, everyone was gone. Abandoned. I thought they might have just left for the day or something, but never came back. Found out they were stolen from me. Now I'm here, looking to piece together my family that was torn apart.
If there's one thing I've learned, you can never choose your family. Dunegeons&Dragons is my name. I've lived a somewhat normal life as a dragonborn. I was raised by humans on a farm, chopping wood and baling hay all day. It seems enough to bore one to death. But it was all worthwhile just to hear my sister. When Nia would play her lyre, it melted away the day and made crumbs a feast. Eventually I needed more and set out on my own adventures, playing guard at traveling entertainers. It wasn't all for nothing. Seeing new people, places, and things, one can't help but make bonds that last forever. That's just what I found in my friend Surai. Meeting an elf is rare enough, but being this close to one, it's something to behold. Once she left, I didn't have much reason to hang around and returned home. At least, I thought so. I returned to ash and fire as the farm was ablaze and the family dead. When I woke from my blackout, I discovered my sister Nia was missing, and all that was left was her lyre. So here I am, longing for the day to have her music melt my troubles away once more.
You. Hey, you. You can keep a secret, can't you? My name is Elred Miradi. You must understand, secrets are a must for an elf. Our city, our people, we are hidden from the world. I was born in the elven city of Tyrael, where I was raised and trained by my parents to be a guard at the Imperial Palace. Once I joined the ranks, I fell in love with the one person I couldn't, Princess Lesteth. We became enamored with each other and began a secret relationship that was soon found out. I was chased from the city atop my father's griffin Lessie. We were pursued, and Lessie was killed as I plummeted to the snowy cliffs below. I awoke on the back of a direwolf, a companion whom I named Lupus, who brought my body to the gates of a city in the snow, a mountain fortress called Arkin. I lived there for months, until the town was visited by one of my kind. Fearing my identity was discovered, I fled. Lupus and I made our way down the snowy mountains, coming to the great gates of a metropolis called Europa. I saw it as a new opportunity for me, for us to call home. I go by the name Silver in this vast place. I take adventuring jobs here and there to make a living. I can only hope that I may rest here. Finally, I close my eyes every night, fearing my secret may yet be revealed again.
To be a changeling means to constantly search for the truth. Contrary to what many believe, we do not gravitate towards evil. Our community has a wide range, which are labeled passers, becomers, and seekers. Passers wish to assimilate into other societies and stay in one form their whole lives. Becomers believe that to be a changeling means they should have many personas throughout life. And lastly, seekers suppress their shape-shifting abilities to live openly in their true forms. I was born to my mother Rain and my father Nox. They named me Nyx after the goddess of night, for I was born with an odd birthmark on my face. My mom would even call me her little moon. We were happy, as was the small community we were a part of, based in a forest near a human village who, for a time, kept quiet about our existence, till they didn't. One night, we were attacked. Our village set ablaze, and I had to watch from my hiding spot as my family was cut down. As my house caught fire, I fled, but was captured by a group I learned was named the Three Rings. Why they kept me alive, I still don't know, but I never gave up. I would attempt an escape every day, and every day I was caught and brought back. I learned that persistence is important, just as not all bad groups have bad people. A healer in their employ, named Redum, was always kind to me. He saw me every day, till he didn't, and I was alone again. Many years passed, till I got a new cellmate, and my first friend in near a decade. A high elf named Adira Gallandel. She was a beautiful creature. She was taken from her home. It only made sense we became best friends. She was like the sister I never had. We never knew if we'd ever see the surface again, so we shared everything with each other. Time changed that as I lost Adira as well. Another loved one taken by the Three Rings. One night, I couldn't stop screaming into the darkness. When a portal opened in my cell, all I could think was anywhere was better than here. I was transported to another dimension of space and worlds. A tall figure in yellow robes with a white mask sat on a throne in front of me. His squid-like tentacles slithered across the floor. He had said his name was Hastor and had heard my cries, that he would grant me powers to enact my vengeance. All he asked in return was to leave his mark when he bid. I agreed and was teleported back to my cell with a small crystal in my hand. Using my newfound power, I escaped and freed many others. I chose to be a becomer, taking on Adira's persona to let her memory live on. I have hunted the Three Rings ever since, making sure the last face they see is hers. My hunt has led me to Europa, where folks say the Three Rings reside. I won't rest till I've rooted them out.
Stand guard and watch. My father told me that since I was a young boy. Stand guard and watch, for the good of the family. My name is Emil Bearcott. I come from a town just east of the mighty Europa. You might have heard of it, if only for the magic well. They say it's an entrance to a great labyrinth in the Underdark. Some say it goes on forever. All I know is that I stand guard outside my father's market and watch the brave and foolhardy climb in and never return. I've stood guard and watched my family make a small fortune from those rumors. My father started by selling rope to any outsider that would pass by. Soon adventurers came to the mouth of the cave prepared, but father would persuade with, "Well, I will only get you so far." Then he added my mother's cooking. "Buy your first meal today, and when you return, the second is on the house." Her food became legend. Word soon spread not just of the well and hospitality, but of the wealth of my father as well. Not 5 years after the start of this venture did we expand to include baubles and magic weapons. My mother, drunk on cheap wine, would concoct stories for wide-eyed travelers. My father and brother would man the bazaar of mislabeled and untested goods, and I would stand guard, watching, as soul after soul fed themselves to the cave, never to return. It was this past summer that a group came to town led by a tall man, hair the color of wheat. Never gave his name, but they called themselves the Three Rings. They had caught wind of my father's operation, wanted to see him in a court over the encouragement of life-threatening risks. All the while I stood guard and watched as they promptly arrested my brother, who was standing in for father. Finally, I couldn't stand and watch anymore. I have followed them to the metropolis of Europa, looking for my brother and to prove my father's guilt.
And he kind of whispers up at you, Mors es Deo.
I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish. Oui.
Last time on The Adventure Continues.
What brings you lot to Thor's Anvil?
I am looking for my sister.
While I was out in my hometown, a group came in called the Three Rings and mentioned something about...
He holds up a hand. He's like, anyone else here looking for the Three Rings, perchance?
They also might know where my family is.
We've got a pattern here.
I need to find the Three Rings because they took my brother.
Well, you've come to the right place. You guys hear someone else in the room bellow, hey, you four, you guys see this gentleman? We actually just got a job. There's a farm. They were telling us that a mist started coming in over the past week. The villagers started to fall ill. The villagers have started to disappear. But if you guys would be willing to go out there and figure out what's happened, I'd be more than happy to give you guys the reward. So the door eventually breaks down. You guys see this sort of zombie-infected looking figure.
Oh, that's a crit,
24.
baby!
So you just immediately pull out your sword, cut him right in half from an angle. At that point, Qara swings open the door, and she says, is my daughter out here with you?
No.
She runs past you, and she runs right downstairs, and she starts to rush out of the house. You guys see Silver, and you see Lupus. From what you can see, he does have the child in his mouth. Qara is not there. To which you guys will see step out of the fog. Not one.
No.
Not two. But 5.
300 rats.
And he's gonna miss.
I love these rats that are like, I know my buddy just died, but I'm different.
They are both going to swing opposite arms. They're going to miss and decapitate each other. You're facing off against this rat as a multitude of stones just start peppering into this rat. And you see like a mist of blood spurt out from each of these wounds as it just...
Okay.
If you glance over at me, you see me go.
Eldritch Blast, actually.
And that is actually going to kill him.
Yes.
Yeah! And Elrid, you just see from the side as this rat it's like looking at you, then all of a sudden it goes... Her child does follow you guys to the river. She asks you guys, have you seen my mommy? At this point, so you guys have finished cleaning yourselves off, the mildew is gone, the fog has receded, and you guys are setting out to attempt to find Qara.
Yeah.
And that is it. You guys, you did it.
Are we live? Hello.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of The Adventure Continues. I'm your Dungeon Master for this campaign, Jeremy. Before we go ahead and get started, just in case anybody wasn't here before, we're going to take an opportunity for each one of the players to introduce themselves and the character that they're going to be playing. Annalicia, why don't we go ahead and start with you?
Hi, I'm Annalicia, and I play Nyx/Adira.
Esteban?
I'm Esteban. I play Dunegeons&Dragons. Or Draken? I don't remember.
I believe it was Dracus.
Dragons. I'm a Dragonborn.
Go ahead, Paul. Ari?
I'm Ari and I play Elred Maradi, aka Silver.
Last but not least, Kyle.
Hi, my name's Kyle. I play Grotech Rank.
And
Alright.
that's our players. What do you guys want to do?
Begin searching, I suppose. Sort of retracing in my mind where Qara might have run to after we got to the fields. And trying to like go toward that direction, I suppose.
Gotcha. Then, Ari, since you're the group's ranger, as well as Lupus has a keen sense of smell, how about you give me a survival check with advantage? Thank God for that advantage.
Let's do this one more time, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Better. There we go.
All right.
So with the help of Lupus's keen sense, even though the mildew did make it a bit hard, you were able to find that her tracks did disappear in the cornfield, pretty close to where you guys had your encounter with the Ratmen. But what you saw was what became foot tracks at first was watching someone being dragged through the mud. And from what you can tell, the tracks lead off towards the forest, where the mist originally originated.
Right, and that's on the. You said that was the east side of town.
North side of town.
North side of town.
It's even further north from where Qara's homestead is.
Ah, okay, all right. Well, I will relay that information when I return.
Well, I imagine the rest of the group is probably with you guys.
Ah, okay.
Just if anything, you're the one leading the way because, again, Lupus has a pretty keen sense, and you're a ranger. You know how to track people. So he informs you guys that the tracks lead off toward the forest where the mist came from. What do you want to do?
Let's go.
Let's go.
So we can go after.
Okay.
We should walk straight into what I assume is death and despair.
As a DM, I'll even put out there as a reminder, the job that you guys were hired to do was only originally to discover the origins of the mist and what had happened to the townsfolk. From what you guys have already done, you guys have discovered somewhat where the mist is coming from, and that it's safe to assume what has happened to the missing townsfolk.
I would just feel bad. This kid has no mama, This kid has no mama, though.
Well, we can't just leave orphans without a.
Yeah, that's cold,
He's here defenseless.
I see two options. Either we go back and request aid from our friends at the tavern, or we rush headlong into the face of death. What say you?
Those are horrible options.
If we go back to town right now, there's a very high probability that Qara will be dead by the time we return. And I start walking toward the forest.
Oh.
Well, I think it's decided for us then.
I like the initiative. Purple man.
Lupus, away!
And Lupus just...
Oh.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say, Lupus just immediately just like, I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. As he starts to ride off with you, catching up to Grotek, as you guys start to head off to the forest.
I'm also with them.
I think Emil is going to go with them.
Okay. You think, Paul? Does Emil need to ponder that maybe a little bit more before he's fully committed about whether or not he wants to go?
Emil kind of recognizes himself as being the den mother of everyone, the herder, if you will. So, just going to split the difference between the two parties and find the.
Just gonna support her kids.
Yeah.
Just all right. Kids want to go this way. Let's see this through.
The kids are hurting themselves. What am I gonna do? I planned out my whole morning for this.
All right. As you guys start to make your way toward the edge of the forest, so now we're starting to leave farmland, grassland, and now we're starting to come into the thicket of trees. You do notice that there is still a very thin layer of mist that seems to exist on the forest floor. It's not as thick as when it was leaving the forest. It is also nowhere near as high as it was before, but it's just ankle deep.
Well, that's another trip to the river.
Any sign of the mildew?
I look at my boot.
Upon investigating your boot, you do notice that it appears the mildew does seem to be coming from this mist.
Aye.
Can I perform some sort of history check to see how long, just like from seeing it happen to my village, how long it takes from it appearing to like actual effects taking place?
Sure. Give me a history check. Oh, damn. All right. So from what you're able to remember, Grotech, the time period from when the mist first appears, you would also remember that there was some mildewy substance, whether it was on food, whether it was on buildings, on the people that became infected. What you can remember, it usually took about 2 days. In some cases it was faster, some cases it was slower, just depending on clothing, clothes being changed, stuff like that. But for the most part, on average, it takes about 2 days for a person to turn.
Gotcha. Alright, this should be alright. Let's just find Qara and get out of here as fast as possible.
Agreed.
Alright. You guys continue to trek on into the forest. From what you and Lupus Silver are able to deduce, the tracks eventually become her being dragged to she is walking. But there are also about 4 pairs of other legs walking alongside her. It's hard to deduce whether or not she's being dragged, whether or not, people have control of her, but for however far you guys continue to go, you do notice that there's about 4 pairs of other tracks walking like directly alongside her, almost column style. Until eventually, you guys do come to what appears to be a hill, and from what you can see, there appears to be a cave opening. Go ahead and all of you guys give me a perception check. Let's see here. 19, 14, 8, 10, 15. So, Protech, you're just so caught up in the past traumas of what happened to your village that it's kind of hard for you to focus right now.
Yeah.
However, for everybody else, you guys are able to spot what appear to be 4 of these infected individuals. They appear to be by the arm, appear to be bringing Qara along. She doesn't appear to be infected. She doesn't appear to have turned towards the mouth of this cave. For those of you who rolled, so let's see, that would be Ari and Paul. You guys would notice further towards the mouth of this cave, you see 4 additional infected beings slowly meandering their way inside the cave, and also what appears to be a monstrous infected Etten standing guard outside the cave. It's infected the same way as the other beings. For those of you who don't know what an Etten is, it's basically about the size of an ogre or a troll. It has 2 heads, but a large humanoid body. It has, with this being infected, it has lacerations across its body, across its head, arms, legs, all of the lacerations permeate the lime-colored green, the same color that you guys noticed from the infected individuals that are currently hauling Qara in, and for Ari and Paul that you see are entering the mouth of the cave.
That one's going to be a bit difficult.
I'm going to ready my sword and board and kind of make a hand gesture for my party members to keep their profiles low.
I do so.
As well.
And I'm also going to reach over. Kyojin. Kyojin, let me just see that weapon of yours, real quick. Kyojin, are you there?
Sorry. I have a lot on my mind. You know, thinking about my sister here and there.
Let me just. I want to make that. I want to make that a little bit stronger for you. And I just reach over and I touch your blade. It is enhanced with my magical infusion. You get +1 on all attack rolls and +1 on all damage rolls.
I like you, purple
Hey,
one. I like you.
if you don't mind my asking, Kyle, is that effect permanent or is it temporary?
That is permanent until I die.
All right.
Hell yeah!
Or until
Purple man,
or until I
let's
decide
do a
to
happy
drop
dance.
it and do something else. You know,
So
I only have 4
it's
infusions.
+1 attack on my blade, is that correct? +1?
+1 attack
+1 to
and
attack.
+1 damage.
Hot diggity
That is an
dog.
official happy dance moment.
Could I perceive whether the mist is coming from this cave?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Perception.
Yeah. Perception. Disgrace. Yeah, that's a good roll. So you're able to see Emil. The mist does not appear to be coming from over the hill. It definitely looks like the mist is originating slowly but surely from the mouth of this cave.
I, in the same gesture, asking my compatriots to get down, I huddle them close and say, well, it would seem that this is our culprit. Whatever beast nor contraption that is inside this cave is the source of our woes.
I would suggest that maybe we find some way of disposing the beast without fighting it. Poison, maybe? And go inside and ambush those that have the child's mother. What say the rest of you?
I'm not very good at, sneaking up on people. I'm quite big. But, yeah. Let's go with the bang! So that's...
Well,
I will assist you from a distance however you need.
you said poison in the big thing. Do we have poison?
Honestly, I
I
was
can
hoping you might be
cast
able to
a
live
hex
to
on
live
it.
us.
What was that on Alicia?
I can cast a hex on it.
Alright.
It'll do an additional necrotic damage per every time I hit it. So as long as you keep it distracted.
That will
Sounds as
speed
good as-
things up.
Sounds as good as poisoning to me.
I say we try that once they're all inside, but we have to hurry, or else she might become a sacrifice.
Yes, I agree. A spearheaded attempt would probably be our best bet. So,
I'll take a position
I'm gonna take
far
my
enough
blade out.
away to hit it with my arrows and distract it.
Okay, hold on. So let me just clarify as you guys' GM here. So are you guys planning to just full on attack these guys and rescue Qara?
well, we don't have a giant cork to plug up the hole, so I think, we're probably just gonna go in.
Yeah, but specifically, we're gonna wait for them to get inside, take the beast down on its own, or at least try to, with said hex and
Wait.
distraction tactics.
Why don't we try to draw them to us outside where we can see clearly and we have all this open space? I'm a loud fella. I'll just go in front of the cave and I'll be like, hey!
I will say,
Losers!
it
Come
may
on
be
out!
I'm gonna throw this out. Hold on. So as Kyojin continues to rant and rail about how he is not the quiet fellow. Emil, give me a perception check.
No.
Not bad.
15.
Pretty perceptive.
So, Emil,
Percept.
you see that the zombies have taken Qara actually pretty relatively close to the entrance of the cave. However, you start to see from the trees to the right of them, the Etten has started to move closer. It appears to be drawn by the sounds of the conversation you guys are having.
I
might use that hex now.
Well, hold on. Well, Emil's the only one who's noticed this, because the rest of you guys are tied up in conversation. So, Emil, what do you do?
I ready my shield and make eyes at the most of my party, and I put a hand on Kyojin's shoulder and say, "Tell me more about the loudest you have ever been."
Well, this one time, you see, when I was traveling the world of my entertainment group, there was this one time where my friend, she's a wonderful elven woman. She was so far away, and I had found this wonderful pint of ale, and it was bigger than I've ever seen before in my life. And
Bigger than you've ever seen in your life?
Bigger than I've ever seen in my
Now, what is the purpose of this? I don't understand.
So, Emil, you start to notice that Etten is actually getting closer and closer.
Mm-hmm.
But you actually now see that a second Etten has emerged from the mouth of the cave.
And I make... I say, Kyojin?
Yeah?
I want you to reenact that sound. And everyone else, be ready for battle.
Well, so basically, I just had to call my friend Sarai, so... Sarai!
Can I make a perception check to see if I understand what Emil's doing, or have we been aware of...
What's happening?
Okay. Hold on. Okay. So... Kyojin continues to make this sound. Emil, let me see if you're trying to do what I think you're trying to do. Do you start to get the rest of the group to sort of fan out, to move away from Kyojin? Or are you guys still staying all
just like
grouped up?
Make Kyojin, make that noise over there. And the rest of us, we get our arms ready.
Okay.
And I assume form a pincer.
Okay. So what you are trying to do that. So Kyojin's at the center. The rest of you guys sort of fan out, so that way this Etten, from what you can see, Emil, this Etten is just drawn on Kyojin.
I am so in for this idea on so many levels.
Is that correct, Emil?
Can I make a perception check?
Hold on. I need to understand. Is that correct, Emil? Okay, cool. No, unfortunately, Kyojin, you are just too caught up in calling for Sarai, that you don't necessarily notice that I'm being particular about this. That the rest of the group have sort of hidden themselves off in the brush and shrubbery of a tree nearby and some bushes nearby. Your back is turned also as you're kind of like still making this noise, but questionably looking after them. Exactly, as like Homer Simpson from the classic meme, just recedes into the bush line, and you're still making the noise, but you're also like, where are you guys going? Where are you guys going?
Okay.
So until finally the Etten is almost upon you, the rest of you guys except for Kyojin see this. What do you guys want to do?
You're rude.
I might put that hex on it now. Perchance. Possibly.
Let's make
Ow!
our attack.
Do I see the shadow
Yeah.
behind me at least?
No,
readying my
Kyojin,
bow.
you're too caught up in Sarai.
I
You're a
place
bastard, Paul.
I place my hand on Emil's armor and enhance your armor as well, so you get +1 AC.
Great. I'm gonna make
Cool.
a step towards Kyojin. In
Hold
an
on.
attempt.
Just real quick. Alicia, were you wanting to cast the hex really quick?
Yes, I would like to cast the hex.
Okay. Is that going to be? Is that saving throw? Is that a ranged attack?
You place a curse. No, it's. Let's see. You place a curse on a creature that you can see within range. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage. The spell lasts for an hour. I can choose an ability score to have a disadvantage on said ability checks.
All right. So go ahead and roll.
Oh, I cast it. It's a 26.
Hey!
I crit!
Hey!
So for the first bout of damage that you're going to deal on this thing, go ahead and roll the necrotic damage, and we're going to go ahead and double it.
Alright. And I would like it to have disadvantage on all... I'm trying to think. I guess all strength checks?
Strength checks?
That's a thing, right? Oh, that's 2.
So it's going to end up dealing 4 damage. Since, considering we're on the eves of combat, let's go ahead and transition over to roll 20.
Or we not? Roll 20?
Yeah. So, this is what you guys are seeing, for all intents and purposes. This zombie kind of stops as it takes this damage. And it doesn't appear to be moving. It is locked in on Kyojin, but after receiving this hex, for some reason, it has stopped moving, but continues to stare at him. So, for the rest of you, what do you want to do? Or for Paul, for Silver, for Emil, for Silver, for Grotek. Seeing this creature is frozen, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna close in on Kyojin and provide my protector's bonuses to him.
Alright, go ahead and move your character then. Gotcha. And next, Silver, what did you want to do?
I am going to ready a shot to blind it. That would make things go a little bit quicker. Because it won't be able to see where we are. However, it might send it into a rage. So, before I do so, I'm going to try and shoot out its eye. Be careful if it swings.
I will keep this in mind, Ari. It has 4 eyes because it has 2 heads.
I'll take the next turns to sort of continue trying to keep getting its eyes out. At least I can cover a little bit of space so it won't, go for folks that are on said side.
Sure. Go ahead and you can make that attack with advantage as well.
Okay. Ooh, let's try that again, shall we? Okay.
Let me see. That's gonna hit.
Oh, fantastic! I didn't expect it. All right.
That's going to hit. Let me do a roll myself here.
Okay.
To see if whether or not you're able to actually hit one of its eyes.
Sounds good.
It takes out one of its eyes.
Aha!
So
Alrighty.
the head that is closest to you guys, its right eye has been taken out. For Grotech now, what do you want to do?
Yeah. I'm gonna magic stone the pebbles that I'm like playing
Fondling?
with, and that I've been fondling for the past however long. And yeah, I'm just gonna pop out right here and flick one into the back of its head. The blind one, and
Which
hopes
head?
to confuse it.
Okay.
The blind one, yeah. The one that just got
Partially
hit.
blinded head. I got you. All right.
And
Go
here's
ahead
the roll
and
for it.
and you're also going to do that with advantage as well.
Oh, dope. Love it. We're taking the 15.
All right. We're taking the 15. That is going to hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Woo! 10.
Ooh. All right. So you flick one of these pebbles right to the back of its right head, and you just see that pebble just almost like a rock going through wet paper, just right into the moist, soft back part of its skull.
Yeah.
It does not appear to exit, but it is in there somewhere.
Those are my favorite descriptive words for a head.
At this
Rattling a coin
point,
purse. Jingle
the
jangle.
monster actually starts to move. Kyojin, at this point, you turn around as you guys just hear a bellow from this monster setting. Nyx and Silver, give me a perception check.
Sure. Will do. 13.
13. So Nyx, unfortunately, you're kind of a little jarred. You're caught off guard by this Ettin's bellow. Silver, on the other hand, it somewhat unnerves you. However, your eyes start to travel past it off to the left, as you see that, first off, Qara is now at the mouth of the cave, as she is being slowly but surely pulled inside. But the other 4 infected, as well as the Ettin, made their way closer.
Gotcha. Okay.
So this Ettin now is going to go ahead and move, and he is going to attack Kyojin. I believe, Emil, to make sure I don't make the same mistake as last time. But this disadvantage attack from you will be for this attempted attack against Kyojin?
Once per round, yes.
Gotcha. So he's going to attempt to attack. And the rolls are going the player's way.
Yeah.
The Kyojin swings this, what you can only describe as almost like a rotted tree trunk that has as a club, swings down. Kyojin and Emil, you guys split as the trunk impacts.
Slip.
What happens next is the both of you, Emil with your sword and Kyojin with your axe, swing down at the same time on either side, cutting off its arm and severing it from its body.
Do you mean my long my do you mean my double
I'm sorry.
sword?
Yeah, your sword. Yes. Go ahead and the both of you roll damage for that, and then go ahead and double it.
Oh,
Double it
boy.
plus the one I got from Kyle, right?
Okay,
Yes.
so that's going to be 12 points of damage for Emil.
Awesome.
And then I can't see this. There we go. Oh, that's pretty good. Plus 1, so 20. Then
So that's going to be. Is that?
Well,
is
that's
that-
not damage. That's 2
No,
damage.
that's an
like-
attack.
You
So
said
you
I,
want
have,
now,
I get a plus
well, now
1 and for damage, right?
well, now you want to do is click on double bladed scimitar there in the.
Oh wait. On the what?
Right there in the chat there on Roll20, you just click on double bladed scimitar, and it'll roll your damage.
Whoa.
11.
So that'll be 11 plus
12.
1.
12.
Right, so 12, which means you're going to deal 24 points of damage against this undead Etten, this infected Etten.
Also, real quick, very important question, I think. Somebody in our chat is asking, is Kyojin still screaming, by the way? I feel that's very important.
No, when I noticed.
Kyojin.
Oh.
It was one of these. Oh!
But right, and then once it swings down, you stop, but then you give another roar as you swing your sword down and sever its arm. All right, since you guys are now
May I warn
in
them
combat,
about the folks on our left?
when it gets to your turn, because you guys can all now roll initiative.
Great.
That's just the dice, right? The little dice on the left. I just press that.
All right.
Initiative.
I wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker.
Oh,
That's okay.
shoot.
Just gonna have to do it manually.
Pretty lame.
Sorry.
Who will?
Just want a flat D20, right?
Yeah, just that again, for anyone who's watching, that's just my rules. I just do a flat D20.
Ooh, baby.
In that case, I'll do this instead. Boom. There we go. Hey.
Oh, that's right.
Much better.
All right, just give me 1 sec, guys, while I
Nice,
input these.
yeah.
Get out of the way now,
Going.
Kyle. Get out of the way now.
I'm going last.
So the Eden's arms are cut off, right?
One of its arms.
Which
the one? That was
the one
wielding
towards
the-
us or the one away from us?
For you guys, it would be the one farthest.
Got it. Okay.
The
So it's that green one on the one that's not holding a person on the roll 20.
A person. Yeah, in the image. Yeah. Give me 1 sec, guys, so I can input these.
Oh.
Of course.
What is it holding?
In the image, the one on what would be its left, it's holding a tree trunk. The one on its right, it's just holding a person.
I want a shirt that says that. What is it holding? No other clues.
It looks like a giant chicken's foot. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
I know, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And,
Pretty good guess.
Also, something else I do is Lupus will have his own turn.
Okay.
I believe same as last time. Oh no, because he wasn't on the field. He was saving the kid. Lupus has his own turn. He goes the same as you. And I will also let you control Lupus for combat
Great.
as well.
Okay. Fantastic.
So starting with Emil, what do you want to do?
You know what I want to do? Is I want to.
I don't. That's why I asked.
But
I want to attack this big thing with my sword. Is what I want to do.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
All right.
Go
So I'm
ahead
gonna do
and
that.
go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll. And also, I believe because there's a size differentiation, I believe you get advantage. Because technically speaking, it's a large creature, and you are a smaller one. I believe when that kind of differential happens, the smaller creature gets advantage.
I'll take it.
I could be
'cause
wrong on
I rolled
that, but I'm willing to own it.
I rolled an 11 and a 1, so I think I'll just take the 11.
11 sounds good.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Yes. 7.
7. So you just pick up your sword and you just start hacking away at this thing, just just carving all sorts of scratch imagery into the leg of this Etten, dealing yourself a good
meal.
Exactly. Dealing yourself a good 7 points of damage. At this point, go ahead.
And I won't take a move action. I'll just raise my shield.
You got it. Then Elrid, it is now your turn.
Okay.
6 words or less if you wanted to warn them.
Yeah.
Anything more than that, and it will count as an action.
We have a party on left.
Right. So, for intents and purposes, all of the party, go ahead and make a perception check to see if you've heard that. And I also imagine Elrid spoke at a much higher volume.
I was thinking, I was counting.
I'm good at perceiving. Also, I don't know why I moved an extra 5 feet. Was that you, Jeremy?
Yeah, that was me, because when the club came down, it would have... Yeah, you like dodged out of the way, and so did... Yeah.
Also, I like to imagine that every time one of us makes a roll, the character just rolls to the side. So you have to roll before you attack them.
Okay.
By the way, Jeremy, you didn't move me though. I'm in the same
somersault.
I imagine it. I guess technically speaking, I'm gonna rectify this.
Okay.
Because it's not like the club takes up 10 feet of space. It would be attacking at a 5-foot area, so one person would move. So since it attacked you, Esteban, I apologize.
These days.
So Nyx, unfortunately, still just shaken by that Ettin's roar. You're just you aren't unfortunately able to catch what Ari says. So unfortunately, you do not know about the oncoming threat. Unfortunately, also, Kyojin, you're so caught up in the fact that you just severed this monster's arm. Blood's pumping, adrenaline's pumping. You're just solely focused on this one thing. The rest of you do hear Elrid, and that there's more to coming up on the left.
Now, that was 6 words. Do I also have a physical action I can take?
So you still have your movement. You still have your action. It just, if anything, that was your, because it was 6 words or less.
So that would have been like my bonus action.
Your free action, your bonus action.
Okay.
That thing.
I'm trying to think if I want to slow down the crowd behind us, or you know what? I'm going to keep attacking this guy's eyes. Let me go to the next available eye and try to shoot that out as well.
Go ahead, and same thing. It's going to be with advantage because you're hidden. It doesn't know where you are. So go ahead and roll with advantage.
Doing it now.
Let's take us. Let's see.
Boom. Oh, very nice.
Ooh.
And I will roll.
You want to try and roll it?
What? Say again.
I was just gonna ask. Do you want to try and roll again to see if maybe you can get a crit?
Ha ha! Yes.
I was also going to say a nice little clarification from Witty McSchmitty. You get advantage on a 2-size difference. So like small versus large, not medium versus large.
Very nice.
Thank you, Witty McSchmitty. I appreciate the clarification.
Very nice. All right, here we go.
Paul is not a fan. All right,
it's fine. I would have gotten 15 in the first place. It's fine. Don't worry.
We're gonna go with the 22.
Yes.
Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and make a roll real quick to see if that roll will blind the other eye.
Gotcha.
And that's gonna blind the other eye.
Hey!
So now, one
right.
head is completely blinded. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Doing it now. 4 piercing.
Love it.
All right. You guys are killing this thing.
How many heads does this thing have?
Hopefully.
It has 2 heads. 2 heads, but it has a large humanoid body.
And just I know, when does Lupus is at the end of the no, Lupus is after me. Okay.
Lupus would go right after you. So
okay, cool.
If you don't want to move, it would now be Lupus's turn.
I think I'm not going to move. I'm going to ready another shot for my next turn.
All right, then it is now Lupus's turn. So Lupus is just sitting there pumped like, I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. I'm ready to be a good boy. Let me show you I can be a good boy.
Yeah. I'm gonna tap and be like, you want to go trip him, buddy? You want to trip him?
I'm a good boy.
I'm a good boy. I pat him on the back and let him run and see if he can trip the monster.
I'm actually gonna heighten that. I just imagine you like slap him on the ass and he's just like, good boy.
Yeah.
And he lunges forward.
Yeah.
You want him to trip?
I'm gonna have him try and trip him, yeah.
Okay.
Trip that hoe.
I'm gonna make a roll here.
Thank you.
Let's see if that does not work.
How big would you say this creature is? Feet wise.
Probably about 10 feet tall.
Okay. Bet.
Yeah. And as for that, Ari, go ahead and roll an athletics check for me.
Got it. Where did it go? It was right here. There we go. Oh, 6.
6. Purely because the Etten, I'm sorry, has not spotted Lupus. Go ahead and roll with advantage. So roll again.
Thank you. All right, let's do that again. Oh, no.
So we're going to go with the 6.
Too excited.
We're going to go with the 6.
Too excited.
So the Etten does take a step back, and unfortunately, it impacts into Lupus as if basically like he's back kicking him right in the side. So Lupus is actually going to take some damage here.
Okay.
Just with the attempted trip.
Yep.
Let me roll. He's going to take 7 damage.
Got it.
And I'm actually going to have it so...
doesn't have a character sheet because we never designed one.
That's okay. Then I would just say if you have a pen, piece of paper... Yes,
I will. Let me run to the other room. I'll get my little notebook.
You're good. It's okay. That's his turn anyway.
Yeah.
So you're good to go.
Okay.
All right. So then moving on, we're coming to Nyx. So Nyx, you are still hidden in the brush. You see this monstrous Etten in front of you. What do you want to do?
She would have fought too.
Just quick to make sure. If I stay where I'm at, I have advantage, correct? 'Cause I'm in the
Purely, yeah, because you're hidden. The creature hasn't seen or spotted you, so yeah, you would have that advantage.
If I used my 25 feet to move here, but I still have advantage because it hasn't seen me.
No, because then the Etten would absolutely see
me.
Sorry
Okay.
to interrupt.
Then
How much
I'm-
health does Lupus actually have?
Okay. Just because it's sort of spur of the moment, go ahead and look up the HP for a dire wolf, and then you're going to subtract 7 from that.
Got it.
Back to you, Akai. Back to you, Nyx.
Nyx.
Yeah, back to you, Nyx. So what do you want to do?
Well, then I want to try Eldritch Blast, and then we'll roll twice to see if I can hit him.
Okay, so you're going to stay put in the brush?
For now. At least I want to attack first before I move.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Hey, okay, well, that's a 20. Nice. Does that hit?
Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Awesome. I'd like to use one of my Eldritch invocations as well. I'm going to use Agonizing Blast to add my charisma modifier to the damage that I deal.
Nice. Go ahead and...
On top of the 1d6
All set.
necrotic damage.
Yes, that actually... let me ask, is that incurred upon at the start of your turn, that necrotic damage?
It's every time I hit it. It gets an extra 1d6.
All right. So go ahead and roll all that.
All right. So we're going to do this guy. I just have to hit Eldritch Blast, right? Okay, so that's 12 damage. And then...
D6.
Plus the d6. But I'm gonna add the 4 because my charisma modifier is 4. Awesome. A 5. So 17.
Right, so in total, you're going to deal 17 worth of damage.
Cool.
So for Emil and Kyojin, you guys see in front of you as this blast permeates from the brush that you guys were hiding and just knocks the Etten, and it kind of wobbles. From what you guys can tell Granted, it's an undead being, so it's really kind of hard to gauge how alive it's looking, but it appears fairly beaten up.
Great.
Hot diggity dog.
So hold on. So what did you want to do next? Were you wanting to move, or did you want to stay put?
I'm gonna move 5. I'm gonna move over here.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna move over here just for now. I want to be out of everybody's way if they're gonna do anything magically. Is this, since I'm out of the shrub, does this mean I'm visible? Is it?
If anything, I don't know, because the head that would see you is technically blinded. But we'll tackle that the next time we come to your turn.
I'll stay where I'm at for now.
So, I'm sorry, I botched the turns. Next actually should have been Kyojin, but that's okay. So Kyojin, it's all right. I apologize. But Kyojin, what would you like to do?
I kind of want to do something fancy here. So, can I run up behind this dude and climb him and then cut off his head? Or like, you know how like Drax in Endgame kind of was like, he just starts stabbing.
No, he's stabbing
Number
him on
one,
the back.
which head?
The one that has eyes still. I don't
The
want
one that has eyes
one
still.
that's not blinded.
Good
Yeah.
call.
Yeah. Okay. You know what?
Flex check.
Well, no. It's also because for you to move would, technically speaking, grant it an attack of opportunity. However, if you were to run up its front, I would allow that without it getting an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, let's go for it. I'm feeling ballsy. Let's do it.
All right. Go ahead and give me a athletics check. Hey, all right. So immediately, Kyojin, you take the tree trunk decapitated arm as like a boost as you hop yourself from there onto the Etten. Give me a strength saving throw. 18, all right. So you're able to grapple yourself on there. You're right there, right on its head.
Kiss it.
Go. Yeah, exactly. Go ahead and roll for an attack. Also, considering the proximity of where you are, I'm going to allow advantage for your attack.
Cool. So
just because you're right on this thing.
And I believe, okay, so advantage. Okay, so we're definitely gonna take advantage, but it's a +1 because Kyle gave me. Or did I not do this? Did I not roll that right? Oh,
It's
okay.
okay. So yeah, so it's a plus. It's +1. It's a +1 for attack and +1 for damage. So that's going to be an 11. So here's what happens, Kyojin. Kyojin, you ready your sword just to start stabbing it and slashing at this thing ferociously. And yet, it headbutts you in the face. Not
Now, hold
enough
on.
to deal any damage, but enough that you're not able to successfully attack it.
Okay. Okay. Now, do I have a second attack?
No, you don't.
So I'm just chilling on top of this thing. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, and actually, you know what? Give me another strength saving throw.
Ooh. Oh, this could be good.
All right, you're able to hold on to the head, so you're still up there.
I don't know if I like that, but okay.
Does that mean it's being grappled?
No. It just means that he is holding on.
Just checking.
I gotcha. Next, that is going to be, last but not least, it's going to be Grotek. So, Grotek,
Hello.
you've seen all this that's going on. You now see Kyojin is up there, right in the face of this monster. What do you want to do?
I would like to help this guy. This guy right
Okay.
here.
I got you.
And I am,
Go ahead and roll to attack.
I'm actually gonna, first before I do that, I'm just gonna come out front and center here.
Alright.
And I'm just gonna go, let her go! As I flick my bean at the enemy. And that is a 19.
Give me a Cool. Oh. Also, give me a performance check.
Oh, I'd love to. 14. I'm the best. Put me on Broadway.
14. That was great. Very charismatic performance. Unfortunately, these things don't really have any humanity left in them, so it falls on deaf ears. But it was very moving for all living people involved. Your 19 is going to hit. Your 19 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll damage. That's going to be 10. But just like, you see like immediately on impact, it like breaks one of its decayed ribs.
Yeah.
Dealing the damage.
Hell yeah.
And that'll be it. So now it'll be our Ettin's turn. So it is going to take its. Yeah. Ocean, actually give me another strength saving throw.
Boy, you think you're gonna catch me slipping? Let's see.
Still disadvantage though, so.
That's fair. 15. So it's going to try and pull you off.
What hand?
And kind of with its other hand, because you only cut off one arm.
Okay.
But with its other hand, it
chicken foot.
No. So in the picture, that's a tree trunk.
That's
And
a chicken
in the
foot,
other
but
hand,
that's regardless. Let's move on.
regardless, the chicken foot is was on the arm that got cut off.
What?
So
Okay.
it has a free hand.
All right. Okay.
I thought Paul cut off the other one though.
Yeah.
No, the both of you teamed up to cut off the one arm.
The one that he
So,
swung
like,
at with us.
Yeah,
Got
so
it.
he swung down. You guys jumped to the side, and then at the same time, shing,
to slice
cut
it.
off its arm.
Gotcha.
Right. So with the other arm, he's going to try and pull you off his face, but you're just like clinging on to dear life, even to where like you take your sword and like implant it right in its like collarbone.
Ooh.
And almost like a 3-year-old child that's being pulled to something
My
and
legs
doesn't
are
want to
just-
go. Yeah, exactly. So it's got you out by the legs, but you're still like no! as you're just hanging on, and you kick its hand away, and you're able to crawl yourself back into the position that you were at.
Gang.
Like a 3-year-old
With it-
child grappling a large undead creature.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
With its other hand, it is going to try and attack you, Emil, but it is going to take disadvantage because it is blinded, both by the arrows as well as Kyojin is blocking his view.
Oh,
Right.
big boys.
And what is your AC, Emil?
18.
So it's just going to take its other hand and just slam down. You easily just like move to the side casually.
You know.
Yeah,
How
and you dodge the attack.
Great.
Coming up on the back end here, Zombie 1 is going to step forward, and it's going to attempt to attack you, Grotech. Grotech, what's your AC?
Too high, that's for sure. It's 15.
15. Actually, it is too high. It's going to try and swipe at you. It misses. Zombie number 2, or I should say infected number 2, is also same thing. And alright. It's going to try and swipe at you. Not only do you easily evade, you take a stone from the ground, shoot it straight up, and right into the moist, soft skull of this infected being.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
You're so hot.
For a magic stone.
Yeah.
That's a 6. That's a 6er.
Not what I wanted. There we go. So not only you end up dealing 12 damage to this one being, but its head has been knocked clean off, but it's still moving.
Okay, first blood. Oh wait, not first blood. Whoa. Huh.
Just blood.
Yeah.
Just blood. In the meantime, this Etten is going to continue to move. And that will actually be its turn. Infected number 3 is going to move. Infected number 4. Fortunately, that is their turns. So they're not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to attack Lupus. Making it now, Emil. It is your turn.
Okay. I want to confirm something with you, Jeremy. Would it be possible to drop my shield, draw a dagger, and then make 2 attacks on the Enten using the 2-weapon fighting ability, where I use my offhand weapon as a bonus action?
It will take 10 feet of movement for you, because that's how 5e does things now when you swap weapons or anything like that. It just takes from your movement rather than costing your free action.
Sure.
I'll allow it.
Great. Then
I do say you do have to roll individual attacks for each weapon.
Great. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use. All right. Then. Yes. 10 feet of my movement to drop and draw, just so I can keep my shield on my person.
Yeah. So what would happen is you would basically quickly sling your. I'll try and see if I can't do this nice. As you sling your shield strap to where it lands safely on your back, you pull your dagger out, so now you're wielding both weapons.
Sweet. Then I'm going to attack twice the Enten.
Go ahead and roll. And same thing, you're going to get to roll with advantage on both attacks because it is, technically speaking, blinded.
A 21 and a 23 for the longsword.
All right, that's going to hit. Go ahead and roll for the dagger.
Then the dagger is going to get a 19.
Jesus.
So
Both
that's going to
of
be
those-
13 points of damage total.
Yeah. So easily just making more scratch art on the side of on the leg of this end. You're easily like at this point you've probably gotten through a couple layers of this being's flesh to where you're starting to see the interior and even some of the decayed bone. But you're making some great scratch art over there.
Man, it is a tough thing. Okay, and I assume
I'll finish it off.
Since I used part of my movement speed to draw my weapon, I won't be able to make a guarded 5-foot step. So
If you
that will
want,
end my
you could still move. It would give it an attack of opportunity, but its attack of opportunity would also still be with disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Then, jeez. You know what? I will move over here. That way. 10 feet to be around these 3 creatures, and I will take that
Gotcha.
attack of opportunity.
So it's going to roll, and it is going to miss.
Okay.
Very easily, it misses.
That will end my turn, and I'll be right back.
All right. Elrid, it is now your turn.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
So, Kyoshin's on the one that I was shooting.
It's still on the Etten, right up there in his face.
And I've seen this other one sneaking up behind me here. I'm going to try and blind, or at least partially blind this other one. Then I'm going to get out of dodge.
Okay. So are you wanting? Is it?
Or actually, am I in
wanting...
cover? Can it even see me?
You're in cover.
Okay.
It would probably be suffice to say that it doesn't see you.
Okay, then I'll stay.
It is still making its way over here.
I'll stay where I am, and I'll try to shoot out one of its eyes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Because it's unaware of like where you are. Go ahead and roll with advantage.
Awesome. So let me do it again, and I'll take the 14.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
Let me roll real quick.
Yep.
To go ahead and roll the damage, but let me also go ahead and roll to see if it blind. It's
okay.
If
just
you've
2
taken
damage.
out one of the eyes.
Just 2 damage.
Okay.
And
So
it may not be the
so
end
you
of my
do
turn.
You do take out one of its eyes, and that's going to be 2 damage.
Okay. So for my bonus action, I'm gonna cast Hail of Thorns.
Okay.
And I have to use a spell slot to do so. So let me figure it out. Okay, so that's done. So that will more affect my next turn than this turn, but I am casting it now. I'm also not sure how to cast it officially on the thing.
So it just means it's okay. It just means that you've casted it. It just means that the next time that you hit a creature with this ranged attack, before the spell ends, which it lasts for 10 rounds. So just keep track of that.
Yep.
That's when these effects will occur. Like it has to make a dexterity saving throw and all that stuff.
And then if it and I guess does it have to the dexterity saving throw is to figure out whether it takes the 1d10 piercing damage?
Where it takes full damage or half.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool. All right. Well, that will
And
end my turn, and we
Lupus.
can move on to Lucas.
There you go. All right.
Lupus, since he's not actually being grappled by anyone, is going to go try and knock down this guy over here. But I'll put him over here. But this one.
Okay.
I
So
did
he's
learn
going
some
to-
stuff. If he's within 5 feet of an ally, he gets advantage as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna double check that real quick, but I think that's right. Pack tactics, yes. At least if the ally is not incapacitated.
Which Kyle is not, so that will give you advantage. Go ahead and roll. Is it a bite? Is it a claw?
The
Roll
only
whatever
thing
it is
I
that you
see here is bite, but I think he's gonna claw him if that's all right.
Sure.
So he's got a +5 to hit as well, which we didn't factor in last time, which will be helpful. So do you want me to just roll a d20 and add 5 to it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me get this thing over here. Oh, no. Okay, well, that's a 6, but it's in that one. He has advantage,
So
though.
here-
Actually, hold on. I have to roll again.
Go ahead. Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh!
That is
All
not
right.
good. So that's 2 6s, but it's in that one.
Oh,
Damn.
man.
Yep.
All right.
All right. So
That's rough.
here's
Oh, Lupus. Lupus is way too excited.
You're asking, you're telling me.
So, what will happen is Lupus he rears up to claw at this zombie, or at this infected being. The being actually like ducks under the attack and actually is able to use his momentum of going forward to flip Lupus over him, causing Lupus to land prone.
Okay.
Just a sec here. in his awkward landing, he is going to break his front right paw.
Oh no.
And
You know the sound that dogs make when they get hurt?
Yeah.
and it
You
takes
recognize
and,
these were actually 6s because I had +5.
and he's gonna take 8 damage.
Okay. Oh.
So
Is that
he's
going
gonna be
to lower his speed? Because I'll have him. He has a good amount of speed, so I can have him walk away.
His speed is gonna be cut in half.
Okay, so he has 25 now. So I'm gonna have him run off into the brush.
Well, first off, so he's prone.
Oh right, okay, so he would have to get up. Okay, that's fine.
So it would cause him 5 feet to get up. For him to move would also promote an attack of opportunity from the infected being that he was fighting.
Okay, I'll leave him for next turn. That's fine.
Okay, I'll move him back then. Yeah. All right. Kyojin, it is your turn.
This with advantage, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna go for the same thing. I'm gonna slice that boy's head off.
All right, go ahead and roll.
The one with the eyes. That's the one.
Yeah.
With advantage. 23 with advantage.
Go ahead and roll for damage.
And then, or 24 with it because of Kyle's thing.
You hit.
Yeah.
roll
then,
for damage.
I think I pressed that twice by accident.
I will give you the 14.
Oh, so 15.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cal.
I got you, dude.
All right, so
My dog Theory is upset.
You just pick up your blade and you just start stabbing this thing like all over the face, inflicting just a bunch of damage.
This boy's still not dead? Wait, I thought I was gonna cut off his head. That's what I was trying to do.
With where you are, and also because even though it's a sword, how big the creature is, you're not going to be able to give yourself enough momentum to completely cut all the the most you could do is like stab, but for you to actually decapitate a being of this size, you would need both hands free. Which I will say this: I will let you try,
but
it means that. Well, so here's what would happen. If you want to go that route, you would do the attack with disadvantage.
Okay.
And you would have to make a strength saving throw to stay on, also with disadvantage. So either you can take the 15 damage you've just dealt, or you can risk it for the biscuit.
I kind of want to risk it for the biscuit.
Get that biscuit.
All right. Okay.
I'm feeling a little gambly today. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine. That's fine, man.
I mean, like, this 15
all right.
damage clearly doesn't kill him, so why not? So all of this with disadvantage. So you want me to start with what?
Yeah.
First?
Whichever one you would. You know what? Let's do the attack first. Let's see if you can land this sucker. First and foremost.
Okay.
18. All right.
19. Give me that 19.
Solid. Now.
Hell yeah.
Strength saving throw to stay on top of him. Holy cow! All right. So here's what's gonna happen. Go ahead and roll the damage. I am going to roll on my end to see if you fully decapitate him or if you just like cut into his neck. So just give me 1 second.
So I just did it, and I believe it's 15 with count.
Take a look. 15 again? Yes, that's gonna be 15.
Crazy.
That's insane. All right. You can't plan that. You really can't.
I felt it, dog. I felt like I had something on my side this round.
Let's see if Kyojin decapitates this puppy. Oh yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
Which I will allow that to inflict
Gangster!
an additional 15 damage. So it's going to double the damage that you just inflicted.
Basically, what had happened was my gamble here. I inflicted the same amount of pain, but this time I've completely blinded this creature.
All blind.
Yes.
No
It's
eyes.
completely, it's blind.
So the gamble still has a great effect to it.
Yo, Esteban.
Hmm?
Hell yeah. All right.
Kyojin got the biscuit today.
Yes, I did. Compared to
All
last
right.
fight with the rats, had every horrible roll.
Hey, big boy, big luck.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're gonna move on to Nyx. It is now your turn. So
right.
you've seen Kyojin just decapitate the one on the right you were attacking. You can somewhat make out something through the trees, but it's really hard to tell what it is. But you still do. You see something over there. What do you want to do?
Is it pronounced ent? The ent, right?
Etten. It's an Etten.
The Etten, it's still alive, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can I'd have to move a bit, correct? Get us.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, no. Considering the size of the creature, you could cast a spell and you wouldn't have to worry about hitting your fellow teammates.
Okay.
I would still say you probably have to move a little bit to the right, just because the brush, technically speaking, would be blocking part of your view of it.
I'm gonna move right there. Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to worry about hitting Kyojin.
Awesome. And since its focus is on Kyojin, is that with advantage?
Oh, even if it wasn't, he's blinded. It's gonna be.
Oh, great. That's right. That's right.
It's gonna
Murder this guy then. Okay, I'm gonna do. I want to do Eldritch Blast again.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Um,
And I know that also that's going to be an additional D6 of product damage if it hits. That is going to hit.
15.
So go ahead and roll all that damage once again.
All right.
So from now on, with this creature, everyone hits advantage, right?
Yes.
Cool.
So let's do damage. Then the D6. 9, 10,
11.
11? 11 damage?
11. So Nyx, you summon the last bit of your, some more of your magical ability, and just another, Eldritch Blast just emanates through. Kyojin, I'm gonna need you to make me a strength saving throw, buddy.
Oh, you know that's my specialty. Don't get me started. Let's see.
Let's see. Flat roll.
And that
flat, a regular.
I'll just say that was with disadvantage, and it's the same number, so that whatever, right?
Well, so here's the thing. I'm gonna ask you to re-roll that.
All right.
Without the disadvantage, it's. Okay.
Boo! Boo on you!
Hold on, I'm not done.
I know, I'm joking. I'm teasing.
No, I know. So, the mighty Etten falls backwards, dead.
Awesome.
Damn.
Nice.
Good job on that.
And Kyojin, you land almost like superhero style, safely on top of the body, and you do not get hurt.
Dope.
So
Before we move on,
hold on. Just technically speaking, with the body falling, it would be right there.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, even though I know you're not next to it, that's the best I can do without you being covered up on roll 20.
Yeah,
But you are on its body, so if anything, you're actually a little bit elevated above that other infected being.
Okay, gotcha. Am I like on the right shoulder, basically, like not under Kyle's space?
Yes.
But the one on the right. Got it.
You would be on the opposite shoulder of where Kyle is.
Gotcha.
So back to you, Nyx. What was it you wanted to do?
because the creature died, my hex, I can still use it and I can transfer it to another creature.
Oh, cool.
All right.
So I would like to move my hex to the other engine.
Give me a perception check to see
Is
if
it
you can
taller than the
actually. No, if anything, it's just covered by those trees. So that's what I'm saying. Give me a perception check.
I'm gonna use one of my inspiration on top of that.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a
9?
1. Oh, unfortunately, you are not able to see the end through the trees.
Can I move my use my other 20 feet that I haven't used to try and
Okay.
say 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh,
you can see the end now, so you're able to.
And
Do you
I-
have to re-roll to cast the hex?
no, Hex works as long as the creature
So-
dies within the spell, I can use it to like
Okay,
It
so
isn't
one
our-
you don't have to re-roll to cast the hex, so it just moves from one to the other. Okay.
from
Let me also clarify also the damage that it takes. Is that only damage it takes when you hit it, or is that additional damage it takes when anyone hits it?
From my understanding, it's when I hit it, the extra 1d6, but no matter how long it's alive, it has those disadvantages no matter who's attacking it.
I got you. No worries.
I would also like
No, it's
to
okay.
choose the strength check as the disability that it has, the skill.
Okay.
I think that's the end of my turn.
All right. So then, Grotech, it is now your turn. So, Grotech, you're standing off against these infected beings, and you just feel as a gust of wind just blows past you.
My cape that I'm definitely wearing.
Yes.
As I'm thinking.
Actually, if anything, yeah, the cape would actually like blow up under your arm, and you kind of like just turn over your shoulder to see that it's the body of the mighty Ed.
And you can see me saying,
So-
"Hey."
No, he actually would be able to see you.
What I would like to do is a little bit of bullshit.
Well,
So
let's find out if we can get that bullshit working.
before I do, I would like to ask if I were to make one of my rocks shine very, very bright within a 5-foot radius, would that give other creatures disadvantage on attacks on me, considering there's this incredibly brightly glowing rock that I'm holding? Essentially working as a blinding light.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll percent die and a d10.
Okay.
If the roll goes your way, it will only blind the assailants in front of you.
Wonderful.
But if the roll does not go your way, it will blind everybody within within 10 feet of you.
Except for me,
So that
because
includes-
I can't be blinded from barbarians.
Witty, wouldn't that blind me too? I'm planning on like holding it by my chest, so that way I'm like looking past it, you know what I mean? But then anybody looking at me. What I do that. I light up my rock.
Okay.
Using magical tinkering. You see I take out a tiny little hammer and bonk it.
Does that
Okay.
qualify as a charm? I'm just curious.
What?
Does that qualify as a charm? The light?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I believe it's just an effect.
It's just a little magical.
It doesn't matter for me anyway. I was just curious.
Okay.
How long does that last for, Kyle?
Again, indefinitely.
Indefinitely. Okay.
It lasts
So,
forever.
As long
unless
as you
I-
allow it to. No,
Unless I
gotcha.
make the choice to make it stop.
Okay. Then if that's the case, because again, I wasn't sure how you were trying to implement it. Then it's just going to. If anything, I'm just going to roll to see if the creatures in front of you are blinded.
Wonderful.
They're blinded.
Fantastic.
Now, you guys are gonna hate
Hold
me.
on.
How about
no,
Lupus?
hold on.
Well, what I'm going to do next won't really matter for Lupus very much, because I am going to use my 30 feet of movement, warranting whatever attacks of opportunity come my way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to get. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was gonna say, any attacks of opportunity that are gonna affect you, they're gonna be with disadvantage because they're blinded.
Yeah, that's why I did it
Gotcha.
in hopes of that.
So you're using that to race and catch up.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get
I will
right
allow
on their
that.
heels.
Gotcha. And then just for your sake, Silver, I'm just I will allow it that it does not.
Okay, cool. I
affect-
just wanted to know if I had to write it down or not. Thanks.
I got you. No problem.
We don't
Okay,
hate
let me roll for these attacks to see if anyone hits. So, you rush past. These creatures try to attack you. And I'm sorry, this is my go-to. I think it's a really cool attack with your character. You just immediately as two pebbles just streak out from you, hitting them each in their skulls. Go ahead and give me damage.
Right. Let me get right on up here. Magic Stone. Couple of those. 9 and 10.
So I only needed one. I'm gonna go with 10. It's okay. I'm gonna go with 10.
I just figured since
and
there
that
was
is
two of them.
actually no, it's fair. That is actually gonna kill them both.
Woo!
Nice job.
Thank you.
I feel like I should get a huge assist for the first. Edinine or whatever the hell, Edinine, whatever they call it.
The Etten.
Etten.
Hey, I got 3 eyes so far. I'm not gonna get jacked.
Yeah, and then I just chill behind these other bros up here.
Gotcha.
Pull out a cold one.
All right, then we're gonna come back to. Actually, give me 1 second. That is actually going to make it now our infected beings' turns. So, starting with at number 2, he is going to try and make an attack at you, Emil.
Mm-hmm.
And what is your AC again?
18.
Is that with the shield or without the shield?
That is with the shield, so it'd be 17.
Okay. I won't lie, if he was attacking your back, I would still give you the 18. Doesn't matter, because he's going to miss.
Okay.
Infected and smaller infected being there is going to attempt to attack you, and they are actually going to hit.
Is that also with the +1 from my enchanting your armor?
No.
Oh, that's
it's
right.
back
So
to
technically
18.
speaking, it's back to 18. But it is actually still going to hit, and he is going to kind of like scratch you. He's going to scratch you for 4 damage.
Ouch.
Infected being number, let's see, smaller infected being number 2 there is actually going to start to climb up on the Etten. It's going to take out half of his movement, which is still going to give him 10 feet to move. He's going to come up behind you, Kyojin. He's going to get to, yeah, because the way you landed is your face is looking out this way.
No, you're not wrong.
Zombie, yeah. So he's going to get to attack you. What's your AC?
Not much, I'll tell you that. 13. Wait, but did you say the barbarian gets a different AC at level 2? I forgot earlier today. I tried looking it up.
Okay.
Couldn't.
Give me a second, I'll check.
Oh wait, my AC, right?
Yes, your AC.
Mm-hmm.
No, you get reckless attack as a feat, and you also get danger sense.
That's right, yeah.
As a feat.
My AC is just 13.
Okay. That's okay, because it's actually going to miss.
That's right.
So you're good.
Cool.
This. Oh, the Etten already moved. Ah. So these last two in front of you, Grotek, they are going to continue to move deeper into the mouth of the cave. Unfortunately, because you have not engaged in combat with them, you do not get an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is going to make it...
Back to us.
Yeah, it's actually now going to make it Emil's turn. So, Emil?
I'm going to attack with my longsword first at the smaller infected.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll for attack.
That's a natural 1.
Oof. So, what's going to happen is you're going to take your longsword and you're going to bring it down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to cut right at the collarbone.
Oh, cool.
However, for some reason, blade breaks.
My whole sword is broken?
Oh, right in half.
Oi.
That's cool. No, that's great. No, keep going. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. What happens next, Jeremy? I'm really excited.
Guys, he has no head now.
My whole sword is broken. What do I got? That's my only weapon, Jeremy.
You have a dagger.
You have a dagger that you were
yeah.
still armed with.
I forgot. I have a dagger.
Yeah. You have your dagger.
You also have that sweatshirt that zips up your face, so maybe that will help.
Thank you. Yes, I did forget.
Big oof. Thank you, William Schmitty.
You could also just die. Like, you have a lot of options, man. Like, no
That's
worries.
True. So my sword is broken.
Still got a dagger.
Listen, I lived my whole life as a dagger. It's pretty great.
All right, I'll take that. I'll take that. I've got options.
Shut up, man.
I got a wolf with a broken paw. That's gonna be months of healing.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up on Alicia?
Do I see this happen?
Sure.
And can I use my what is it called? Can I use my awakened mind to say, like, here, catch, and I toss him my mace?
When it gets to your...
It gets to my turn.
When it gets to your turn, unless everybody here is willing to hold their turns to get to you, you'll have to wait.
Actually, I was planning on tossing one of my items too.
Let's all toss all our weapons.
Wait.
Hold on. So hold on. Kyojin, that would be very hard for you to do because you are now fighting an infected being.
True.
So that's why I'm saying this move can work, but what I would basically need from everybody here is you all would have to hold your turns so we could come to her so she could use that as her action and use her turn to get him the weapon.
But your turn is after mine, which... Wait, hold on. So what
That's
is
why
the...
I'm saying you hold your turn. So what happens is Paul would be like, I'm going to hold the rest of my turn. After him, Ari would be like, I'm going to hold all my turns. Then to you, I'm going to hold my turns. And then we finally get to her. And then Kyle would go. And then you can proceed in the regular order of, then it would be Elrid and Lupus. Then it would be...
So it wouldn't go to the infected.
No, because you guys, that's what I'm saying. You're not passing your turns. You're holding your turns.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine with
My
that.
question is...
Are you okay?
My question
you look
is...
like you have dead eyes.
Me?
Yeah. You're just staring
Here's
off into the
thing.
camera.
I've used my action to attack, so there's no reason for me to hold the rest of my turn because there's no way, unless I expended my action surge, which I don't want to do this turn. So
Or if
I'm
you
going to
wanted to
continue
move.
the rest of my turn. We can resolve this, and if anyone wants to lend me a
Okay.
weapon during their turn, then I have no problem with that. But there's no reason for all of
And
us
it's just-
to hold any actions, because I
No, that's
can't
fine. That's
use
fine.
it. Yeah.
It's a good
And I will also go ahead and say then that you expend, if you wanted to, you could expend 5 feet of movement to, or 10 feet, to put your sword away, or what's left of it, and then you can bring your shield back around.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Giving you that protection. Okay.
Yeah.
Then next, it's going to be Elrid. What do you want to do?
So there is an infected right by. Actually, there's a couple here. So you know what? I'm gonna keep blinding the big guy, because if we keep blinding the big guy, he'll have disadvantage towards everybody, and I want that disadvantage. So let's keep doing that, shall we? And since I did Hail of Thorns last time, that will be useful. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll for attack. Same thing. It's going to be with advantage because
do I do it with Hail of Thorns or longbow?
No. So Hail of Thorns is what you get if the attack lands. If it doesn't land, Hail of Thorns does nothing.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Roll to attack first, then if it hits.
And do I currently have advantage? I think I do, because he's
that's what. No, that's what I just said. You still have advantage because he hasn't spotted you yet.
Great. Okay. Boom.
17.
Might as well try again. See if I get a crit.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can crit.
Wow.
17.
Actually,
24.
24 is the,
Well,
yeah.
24, but a natural 17. Either way, it hits.
Right.
Let me roll on my end to see if that's going to impact in his eye. That is not.
Okay.
Instead,
but I
it's
still
just
have the
gonna-
Hail of Thorns, which is useful.
So what'll
Does
happen
one
is
of
that
those
arrow-
hit him in the eye?
Uh,
Is that another roll? Because it's a magical
because
effect? Okay.
because with it's hailing down, so unless like
Gotcha.
he's looking up at the sky.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So how do I do this damage here? I know I have to do...
First, roll your regular damage for your bow, for your arrow.
Okay, so I got 8 piercing.
All right, and then with Hail of Thorns.
Do I have to roll to hit with Hail of Thorns?
If anything, no, you're not. You don't roll to hit.
Mm-hmm.
You roll for damage, which you're going to roll. Actually, everything within 5 feet of it.
Interesting.
So which but it's fine because it takes
the only one is
it takes up 10 feet, so no one else is going to have to worry about getting hit by the hail.
Right, except for the infected next to...
No, that's what I'm saying. Nobody would because of
right,
the
because
sheer
the
size
monster's
of this
big.
creature.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Okay, cool.
So yeah, you're gonna roll an additional
D10.
Yeah, and I'm gonna make a dexterity saving throw. Which what is your dex?
Checking now. My dexterity is 16, so I have +3.
No, it's okay. I just want to know your just 16. It's okay. So he's gonna take full damage.
Okay.
So it's gonna be
let me
8
roll
plus roll a d10.
Got it. Boom. 7.
15. All right.
There you go. So I don't blind him, but I do some damage, which is nice.
Let's see. And this is gonna last. Let me see here.
I think it lasts
It well, so it lasts for a minute, but it's still predicated on you hitting him with ranged attacks.
Yes.
So, all right. Did you want to move?
He still can't see me. I'm gonna stay put because I have this nice cover here.
Okay.
I'll move on to Lupus. Now, Lupus is prone and with a broken foot. How do you want me to handle this? Does he need to use an action to stand?
No. So anytime that you get up, it takes from movement. So to go from prone to standing is 5 feet of movement.
And he has
Same
25,
thing with like weapons.
so now he has 20 feet of movement.
Right. So now he can move up to 20 feet.
can I try to have him knock the infected off of I'm so sorry. What's the name for
Kyojin. Or the
Kyojin. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna try and have him jump and knock the infected off of Kyojin. So that does mean he has to jump onto the Etten, but he's here, so I don't know if he can do that.
The other thing also would be because they are right next to each other. You would also be looking at. You would, yeah. You're trying to knock off the infected one would also result in you possibly knocking Kyojin off.
Okay.
I would allow you if you want. You can have him jump up on the Etten, and possibly with that movement, he would still be able to make like a bite attack.
Yeah, let's try that.
Would be
let's do
okay.
that.
So make an athletics. Give me an athletics check for him to see if he can jump up there with his broken paw, and that's unfortunately going to be with disadvantage.
Okay. And that would be Dex. He has +2. He has +2 to dexterity. That's right. So again, I'm just gonna do a regular D20 because it's not much.
Sure. No, that's fine. It's a D20 +2, and
So
with disadvantage.
17. Yep. So okay, 10.
Okay. Give me a 10. So he is. Unfortunately, he's not able to get up.
Okay.
So he tries jumping up there. He kind of gets there, kind of Mufasa's like trying to keep up there, but eventually with that one claw, he just slides back down to the ground.
Can I minus the attack to get him up onto the? So
you want to use your action to try. You can use your action if you want to try and get him back up there.
Yeah, I want to give some support.
Sure, but it's still going to be with disadvantage.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's give it a shot.
But yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, go ahead and roll again.
So 20. Oh, okay, that's it. The first one was too low, so that's not gonna happen.
Keep it going. You could go lower.
Well, yeah, that's true.
You could go lower.
You're hoping to hurt that puppy even more.
Well, no, I didn't go lower.
Fortunately, it's not. So, same thing. He's going to try and hop up there, but he just doesn't have enough give with 3 paws as he does with 4, and he just kind of slides back down till he's on the ground in front of the Etten.
Okay.
And
so
that
where
will
would
actually
he be standing?
Right there.
There. Okay.
All right. So then, Kyojin, it is your turn. So
Right, so I like to be fancy with my life. So check this out. What I want to do is this zombie's right in front of me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to, with my sword, lunge, piercing him, but also like tackling him at the same time, kind of thing. Not like around my arms, but like just like kind of like jumping through.
No, I got you. Like
with him
very 300-esque, very 300-esque of like and taking him forward and backward.
Yeah, with stabbing him through.
Or like Yoda with droid.
And then, like, if I could do that in a diagonal way, as in like going towards from the right shoulder to the left foot, kind of thing. Like towards the left leg, right from the right shoulder to the left leg.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, if anything, you're technically speaking on the left shoulder, so you would be taking him to the right leg.
Yes, that's my style.
Sure. Go ahead and roll. First of all, roll to attack and see if it hits.
Okay. Oh wait, is it? This is just regular, no advantage or disadvantage, right?
No advantage, no disadvantage.
That's a 13.
That's gonna be a 12.
I'll be right back, folks.
A 13. 13. That is going to hit.
Cool. So then damage now.
Next,
or
I would say
athletics.
No. Give me a. Technically speaking, just from my head, give me a grapple check to see if you actually pierce through this thing enough that you're able to like drive it backward.
It's grapple.
So it's like grappled. Yeah, basically what it is. It's D20 plus your strength plus. Honestly, it's proficiency, so it's kind of like the same as a regular attack.
Okay, D20. I'll just roll a D20 and we'll do the math from there.
Sure.
Roll. I'm not even gonna do the math. Do I even have to do the math?
No, you don't. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna heighten it a little bit. So you actually take your sword and you just impale him right in the gut, picking him up and driving him backwards on the angle. Did you want to slam him down? Did you just want to keep him up there?
Well, the reason why I want to get closer to the left, the creature's whichever the leg closest.
The opposite leg. No, I understand.
Yeah, the leg closest to me is I want to land on top of him, like laying on top of him, like a little cuddle style, like on top of him. And I just wanted to, with some like movement speed, maybe grab an axe and then toss it towards Emil, like on his foot area.
Were you wanting to land on the ground, or were you wanting to land just on like the leg of the edge?
I want to stay on the creature. That way I have.
You want to stay on the creature? Okay.
Yeah, I want to have the height advantage.
Yeah, I got you. You want the high ground. I understand.
I learned from Obi-Wan, bro.
So, he did. Go ahead and roll damage first of all for your attack.
It's just now because I'm on top of him and he's like on his back. Would that be a advantage? Oh, there's no advantage for damage. Never mind. I'm stupid.
Oh no! First you're just rolling. You're rolling for damage.
So this is 12. Because of Kyle's. Extra.
So first off, Emil, give me a perception check.
True.
I'm very perceptive.
So, takes him up and plants him on basically the Ettin's right ankle. And Kyojin just says, here, or catch, takes out an axe and throws it at you. And because of just how aware and perceptive you are, without even shifting your attention from the two in front, you just... And now you're armed.
There we go.
Fantastic.
And you do catch it with the hand that was holding the dagger, so you would have put the dagger away quickly, caught it, and now you have shield and axe in hand.
What weapon is that?
It is hand
axe.
Hand axe.
Okay.
It's a 1d6.
Thank you.
Everyone's just going to proceed to throw weapons at Emil all of this round.
We help each other here.
Catch!
Start hucking rocks.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't throw rocks at me.
Is that zombie still alive? Oh no, he's killed though. I killed him.
No, he's dead. No, you killed him.
Good. One kill so far.
All right, and so that will make it now Nyx's turn. So Nyx, you see now that Emil is armed. You see that Kyojin has dealt with the infected one he was dealing with. There's just what you can see: one infected in front of Emil, and the Ettin. What do you want to do?
Do I have advantage if I hit the Ettin since it's not paying attention to me?
Yes.
All right. Let's Eldritch Blast this guy. Hopefully.
All right.
Because I really want this to work, I'm also going to use an inspiration die. All right, that's an 18 plus 4. 2, sorry.
That'll hit. So go ahead and roll for damage.
All right, so... Oh, also, I would like to use my last Eldritch Invocation of Agonizing Blast to add my modifier to the damage.
Okay, and you're also going to roll the necrotic damage for its hex as well.
Yes. So that's 12 for the blast, and then 9 for the necrotic damage plus my modifier.
Awesome.
That is 12 plus 9.
21.
Woo.
Yeah. So you just emanates from your body as it impacts into this Ettin. And again, it's just like as it sort of takes the impact and keeps its balance. Did you want to move, or is that going to be your turn?
Let's see. I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move. Actually, I'm okay for now. I think I am good to go.
Okay. Then we're gonna bring it back around here to Grotech.
Wonderful. I had thought of something. We definitely did not have a long rest, but we did level up. Does that do anything for spell slots? Because I came in here with none.
Sure. So, I know under usual, and I'll even admit, under usual circumstances, I tend to play the route of even when you level up until you do a long rest.
Yeah, and that's what I'm used to as well. I was just making sure.
I'm willing to make though I'm willing to be a little bit more lenient in that we're first starting out. You guys are doing what you're doing, so with leveling up, this time around, spell slots are given back. Any damage you guys took beforehand, you're fully rested. Well, not counting damage you've taken from combat this time around.
Right.
Yeah.
I will gladly accept my 2 spell slots, and I will use one to catapult my glowing rock at this guy up here on the left front.
Okay.
The cave. I will roll for that.
Would you rather, rather than catapulting it at him, would you rather just have it that it catapults ahead of the group, so that way they're blinded and they won't be able to see?
Well, the catapult specifically does 3d8 damage, so I'd like it to make contact with the dome of one of them, if possible.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
So I'll do the left front guy.
Alright, and I will allow you with advantage, because you're attacking from behind. It's not aware of you, but great stuff.
Wonderful. That is a 16.
That's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Wonderful. That is 23 damage.
Wow.
I believe.
So
Yeah.
I'll just short and sweet. It fires. It lands. It's dead.
Hell yeah.
Just the rock impacts in the wet skull, and it drops.
Fantastic. And then I am going to use the rest of my movement to get right up in here, insert myself within the group, and I'm just gonna generally put myself in the way of whatever it is that they're trying to do.
I got you. So
I'm not trying to do damage, I'm just trying to be a burden. Yeah.
No, sure. Qara at this point sees you, and she's like, she starts to say, "Please help me. I don't know what they've done, but these are people from my village."
Well, that's what I'm trying to do, and they're gonna die today. Just doing this with my body.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Bringing it back then around to our infected beings. The smaller of who is going to take a pop at you, Emil.
Okay.
As a 19 AC. That's going to miss. Our larger Etten is also going to take a crack at you.
Okay.
That is also going to miss.
Okay.
The 2 infected beings that are helping to carry Qara are going to let her go, and they immediately turn their attentions on you, Grotech.
Yeah.
The one to your left is going to attack. Ooh. That's going to hit.
No.
That's actually going to hit you for 10 damage.
Well,
as he just claws right into you.
Good.
Opposite him, they're going to attack. That is going to hit.
Well, this is going a lot different from last session. And
that is gonna hit you for 3 damage.
And I am in physical pain.
However, Qara continues to be dragged, but Qara breaks free. breaking the arm of the one that's dragging her.
Nice.
And she wraps the chains that she's been put on, wraps them around his neck, and continues to squeeze until you basically watch its head pop off.
Fuck, man! Qara, you all right? Like, in the head, you all good?
Savage.
Which is going to bring it back around to Sir Emil Bearcott once again.
Oh,
yes,
boy.
it is. What do you want to do?
I want to get as close to Grotech as possible, but it looks like way out of my reach. So is there a way I can maneuver myself to the far side of the smaller infected and also attack?
Like over there. So here's what you can do. If you're willing to take the attack of opportunity, you can do a full movement plus expend your action to give you an additional full movement. So you could move effectively, I believe your speed's 30. You could move 60 feet in your turn, but that would be your turn.
Okay.
Or if you wanted to ensure that you don't get hit, you could move 30 feet. You would use your action to disengage, making it that the two infected in front of you would not get an attack of opportunity.
Right, okay. You know what I'm gonna do? Is I will take the attack of opportunity and move all the way up to Grotech.
Alright, so starting with the Etten, they're going to roll to attack you first. Does not matter, they miss. The small one is also going to miss.
Okay.
Well done.
Thank you.
So you're able to, yeah. You're able to make your movement all the way up there, and that will be it for you.
Okay.
Moving on to, oh, go ahead.
Good. That's nothing.
No, it's all right. Well, what's up?
Oh, it's just going to be taking the same kind of initiative as Grotech, trying to make myself as big and awkward as possible, impeding their progress into the cave.
Gotcha. Elric, it is now your turn. So you've seen Emil dart off, and now left with the small infected and the Etten infected. What do you want to do?
May I hold my turn so that Lupus can go first? I'm gonna have Lupus come and charge as best he can this little guy down here, and do a bite. Since I'm no longer prone and I'm not jumping on anything, do I have a disadvantage?
No. You're gonna get a regular attack advantage. Yeah, you'll be able to attack with advantage for his bite.
Okay, great. So let's do our D20
So go
here.
ahead and roll.
14, so that's 16.
That's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
And for damage, what do I have? I think it's
it would be plus his strength
2d6 plus
modifier.
3. It's 2d6 plus 3.
Yep. Yeah, that works.
Okay, so
go ahead and roll.
We'll do that. So 2d6. There's that. Okay, so then we got a 9.
6.
Oh, did that only roll 1? Yeah, it only rolled 1. Okay.
That only rolled 1, so roll again.
So, okay, so great.
11 plus 3.
14.
That'll be 14. Yeah. All right, so he's going to come over and just take a nice chunk out of that one infected. Did you, Elrid, want to take your turn now?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, can Lupus still move? Or was that 25 feet?
No, that would only be in 5 feet of movement.
Okay. So, you know what? I'll have Lupus go all the way through and back towards us. So then I'm going to have Lupus be like right there.
How about just so that way, because having to go right through there, that's going to involve some ability checks that he's going to have disadvantage on.
That's a good point.
So what I would actually say is, how about just bring him around to, right there.
That's fine. That's fine. That'll work.
He's on the other side of the Etten. They're not going to see him.
Yeah, I like that. And I'll shoot this instead of using the shooting the Etten this time. I'll shoot the one that Lupus just attacked.
Go ahead and roll, and same thing. It'll be with advantage.
All right. Hey, 25.
You can roll again to see if you can get a crit.
Just
Yeah, absolutely. You can roll.
Well, not a crit, but still.
That's okay. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Yes, I will. And then I'll do my Hail of Thorns, but you have to still do your
It's okay.
Whatever
Just
it is.
go ahead and roll your bow damage first.
So 2 piercing.
All right.
And
what was your dexterity again? 16, right?
Yes.
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 Both he and the Etten do not make it. So go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay.
That'll be D10.
Yes. D10 plus 1. D10 plus 1. So let me do my D10. So okay, so that will be. Do I have to roll it for both of them, or?
No,
yes,
no.
No. Okay, so then it would be 5 points each.
So the smaller of the two, looks like it's honestly just falling to pieces, but it's still standing.
Okay.
The Etten just takes the hit as its flesh starts to slowly get peeled off by taking more of the Hail of Thorns.
Yep.
All right. Then moving on to Kyojin.
Hey. Real finna quick. Come on, double check something. Let me see. Bonus the damage roll that increase. I am going to, for funsies, go into rage mode with my bonus action.
All right.
And on top of that, my sword is still stabbed into the creature. I'm going to take out a javelin.
Okay.
And fling it downward with advantage, right?
Okay.
To the smaller infected creature.
Okay. Just remember that'll be with your dexterity. It's a ranged attack.
Yep. Have it. So let's see.
But yeah, it'll be with advantage. So go ahead whenever you're ready.
Jab.
That's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
+1. No, not +1, because Cal only did my sword.
Your sword. So the one immediately down from you, upon getting hit by that javelin, just crumbles to the earth, dead.
So, figured. Cool. And then,
did you want to move or did you want to stay put?
Can I pull out another javelin for the next round?
Sure.
I'm thinking. I'm not going to pull out another javelin action. I'm going to just unstab my sword from the creature and have it ready, facing the other bigger creature.
I gotcha. All right. Then, Nyx, it is your turn. What do you want to do?
Right. Since Kyojin is there, do I need to move a bit to try and Eldritch Blast this guy?
No, because of the size differential, you don't have to worry about hitting him.
All right. Let's try and blast him. I started blasting, you know?
Go ahead and roll.
It's a 20.
Okay. So this time around, the 20 is still going to hit, but this time around, because Emil is gone, its perception is a little bit better, so it's aware of Kyojin, and it would be aware of you, but the 20 still hits. I'm just letting you know moving forward that advantage isn't going to be there. But the 20 still hits because that's your first roll. So go ahead and roll for damage.
All right, and then the 1d6.
So
And then
5,
all right.
6 plus your charisma.
Oh,
So that's plus 4, correct?
Well, no, because I don't have an Eldritch Invocation again. I only have
gotcha.
2.
No, you're right. You're right. So that's going to be hitting it for 11. So just another just emanates out from you and impacts into this monstrous undead or infected Etten. Did you want to move, or is that going to be your turn?
Yeah, I'm squished, so I'm gonna go here. 5, 10,
All right.
15, 20, 21. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna be like right here just in case.
Okay. Grotech, it is now your turn.
Wonderful.
So you're kind of in the middle of getting swarmed by a couple of these infected beings.
Oh yeah, and I would like to reach to the one on...
Before you attack, give me a perception check.
Will do. That's a 7. Wasn't supposed to be with advantage. It's a 7.
Never mind. Go ahead. What were you gonna do?
I reach to the guy on the right, and I'm going to do what's it called? Shocking Grasp.
Okay.
So roll to hit, and that's a 14.
14. That's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Beautiful. That does 4 lightning damage coursing through his decrepit veins.
All right. And did you want to move, or did you want to hold still and that'll be your turn?
No, that's it. That's where we are.
All right. So now our infected beings are going to go. Our large Etten creature is going to step through, crushing the first part of this brush here.
Ooh.
And then step toward Kyojin. It's going to take a whack at you. Kyojin, your AC is 13, correct?
Correct.
That's going to hit. And that's going to end up hitting you for 10 damage.
Berserk.
Well, his rage is already going.
What kind of attack is that?
It's going to be blunt. I believe that you take or bludgeoning, I guess technically speaking. I believe you would take half of that.
Yeah,
right? So you're going to take half. So even though the damage you dealt was 10, you're only going to take 5.
Dope.
You're the Raging Cajun right now.
Yep.
And that is actually going to be its turn. Which will bring us over to smaller infected that you just attacked, Kyle.
Yeah.
Gonna miss. The other is going to attack you, but because this is Paul's chance to help you out, is going to do it with disadvantage. Yeah, so what's going to happen is he's going to attempt to attack you, but without missing a beat. Emil just right into the skull of that creature, killing it.
Oh, hell yes.
Saving his buddy. Which will then actually bring it to Emil. What do you want to do?
I'm going to attack the other smaller infected.
And that's going to be with advantage because its focus has just been on Grotech here.
Great. This is going to be that. A 21 to attack.
Yeah, that's going to hit. Go ahead and roll the damage. Unless you want to roll for crit.
Same for advantage. This is going to be a D6 plus 2. And I'm going to go silent because someone showed up at my house. Okay, that's going to be 8 points of damage.
Awesome. Bam! He just hacks into the side of that creature. Now moving on to Elrid. It's your turn.
All right. Do I have a good shot at its eyes again? Actually, well, no.
You could still shoot, at the because it still only is blinded in one eye on one of
Yeah.
its heads, so you could try for the other eye of the
I
same
just
head.
don't want to hit Esteban. Yeah, no, but it's 10 feet, so it's fine. Okay.
Considering the size of the creature,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have to worry about hail of thorns hitting Esteban.
Now, I will say, I'm on top of the other creature, right? How tall up do you think I am?
You're no longer on top.
No, I've been on top.
No,
But
he is.
still?
I can't unroll.
Oh, you
20
moved him to the other
put him
side.
there,
That's what it
otherwise
is.
he's covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, you would still technically be on top. You would probably be at about 8
feet up.
No. Probably 7 feet up, so you're still a couple feet shorter than the full height of the Etten.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let's do this. I'll do this again.
All right. Go ahead and roll with advantage.
Nice. Beautiful.
Very cool.
That's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll your damage for the arrow. I'm gonna see if it successfully has blinded one of the heads, and it has. So its right head is now blinded.
Awesome.
It's gonna be 4 damage, and I'm also gonna roll. Let me roll the dex save. That's 16, which it does not make. So it's gonna also take full damage from Hail of Thorns. So go ahead and roll the d10 for damage on that.
Okay, so it's 8.
So 8 plus 4. All right, so that's gonna be 12. So once again, just a stream of arrows on top of the fact that its right head is blinded. Just a stream of arrows just raining down on this
And
thing.
its right head is the
As
head
it takes that-
by him?
No, the right head is going to be the head closest to you. Yeah. Now it would be Lupus's turn. Did you want Lupus to do something? Do you want him to hold off? What do you want?
I think Lupus is gonna come back here and bark at the giant creature. Just like
Okay.
a really loud sort of growl bark.
See, that's exactly why I put you there. 'Cause otherwise you get covered. Okay, so he's just gonna try to distract the Etten. I
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. Then Kyojin, it is your turn.
Just double check here. I'm on the other creature about 7 feet up, right? Is that
Yes.
7 feet plus my 6 feet?
That's in total. No, that's in total.
So
you're standing at about 7 feet.
So the
Etten
creature's leg is only half a foot tall.
is only a foot.
So I'm 6.5. So
Okay, then you're 7.5 feet
So,
up. The point is,
would
you
you
do
say-
not match up
Alright, that's
height-wise with
fine.
the Etten.
where would you say this creature's like? If I'm staying on this other creature, am I kind of close or able to reach the eye level of the other creature?
You could try.
Okay. I'd like to slash the eyeballs of the remaining eyeballs of the creature.
I got you. The eyes of the other head of the Etten. Go ahead and roll for attack.
Or should I just try going to the beheading it of it? Which would be easy.
You could.
All right, let's behead the hoe. All right. So now what? What do I do? What do I roll?
Roll for attack.
Oh yeah, you're right.
See if it hits.
Oh wait, sorry, not advantage, right?
No, no advantage because
Okay,
it's
let me
you're
roll that
facing
again.
this thing head on.
Okay. Plus 12. Oh no, that'll be 12.
All right, that is going to hit.
Oh cool. Okay.
Go ahead and roll. Let me
Now
Let me roll here to see if it's going to. Well, you're already raging.
Mm-hmm.
Because since you successfully attacked it last round, you took
Well,
damage.
It's just when
you
I
are still
make
raging.
melee, when I make a melee weapon attack using strength, I gain bonus to the damage roll that increases. As well.
Yes, but I'm saying is that before you do that, I'm rolling to see if
yeah, gotcha.
So it's not going to cut through the entirety of its neck.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to go from here to about here.
Nearly headless? How can you be nearly headless?
Exactly. Nearly headless Etten.
Shall I do the damage?
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage now.
So that's 12.
Is that also plus your rage? Or no, rage is for attack.
Is it? Then I didn't.
Rage is damage.
Rage is damage. Yeah, rage is damage. So it isn't plus my rage. The 12 would be from Kyle's thing. Plus my rage would be what? My plus strength?
I think it's just a straight up +2.
Yeah, so that's
Hang
gonna be
on.
14.
I'm taking a look here. That is rage damage. Yeah, +2. So that will deal 14 points of damage. Great. So yeah, we have a nearly headless Etten. Do you want to move, or is that going to be your turn?
Can I climb the creature for movement, like I did before?
Give me an athletics check. All right, and a strength saving throw.
And I also, I believe, get advantage on strength. Yep, I get advantage on strength saving throws. So here we go.
All right.
Ooh, it's too beautiful. It's too beautiful.
22.
It's too beautiful.
So you're holding on to this sucker.
Yeah,
You're
for
right.
now.
Again, same thing. Right up there, holding on to its head. You're like right there at its face with your sword at the
And
double-edged sword.
everyone
Double-bladed
everyone
sword.
gets advantage on them too.
Really?
Well, because I'm.
Oh yeah,
covering
because
his
he's
face.
blinded now.
Mhm.
No, you're right. You're right. Because he's
Blinder
technically blinded
bros.
now fully.
Mhm.
All right, then Nyx is going to be your turn. You
All right.
see now that Kyojin is fully blocking one part of its head. The other head is completely blinded with arrows in its eyes. What do you want to do?
I started blasting. Let's Eldritch Blast him as much as
Alright,
possible.
Go ahead and roll. And this will be with advantage because he's completely blinded.
18.
18. Go ahead. Esteban, what is your AC?
I knew it. I was like, wait, I'm on this thing. Okay, my AC
Yeah,
is 13.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
13.
It's
13.
force damage.
It's 13. That's right. That's your AC. So that's actually gonna hit the both of them. So Nyx,
Sorry.
go ahead and roll for damage.
Oh gosh. How much damage is gonna?
At least it wasn't chill touch. But still, okay. Okay, we're gonna blast, and then the damage for the necrotic. So that's 8.
I do have a dexterity saving throw for spells
Ooh.
in level 2.
That would be if that would only be if the spell requires a dexterity saving throw for whether or not you take full or half damage. That is not the case with Eldritch Blast. It's used as a ranged spell attack. That's why it's put against your AC. So that is going to hit. So that will hit the both of you for 8 damage.
Well, the
Oh.
necrotic damage does he take? That should just be.
No. So then actually it's going to be 5 damage. I apologize. So you're only going to take 5 damage from her Eldritch Blast.
Okay, we're getting close to my death.
Nyx, did you want to move, or is that going to be your turn?
That's good for me.
Okay.
Am I
And
allowed to
Grotech
call out
is-
something like out loud to people?
6 words or less.
Aim lower! I'm right
Grotech,
here!
it is.
Well, can I
Yeah.
just politely, before my turn ends, can I just
Yeah.
say telepathically to Kyojin, I'm sorry?
And I'm like, what? You can go in my head?
Grotech. Grotech, it is now your turn.
Yeah,
Just
we're
got
gonna
this
shock him.
last.
I'm gonna grab
Okay,
him by
go
the
ahead and
foot.
roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
if possible. It's not. It's not possible.
It's not. You're gonna grab Adam, and he's just gonna be like haphazard, just and block Perry. Just block the grapple attempt away.
I go, fuck. My only plan.
Did you want to move, or are you gonna hold steady?
I do not want an attack of opportunity against me, and I don't have any bonus actions.
Okay. Then it's actually gonna come around to Qara. So Qara is gonna try and do the same thing she did to the previous guy to this one. Fortunately, it's not gonna work because this guy moves like Bruce Lee, evidently. So he is going to attempt to attack Qara. He's actually gonna grapple her. He's got her grappled. So Emil and Rotek, you guys are gonna watch as this being grapples her and just bites right into the side of her neck. She's gonna take 10 damage on that. Our Etten here is going to give me another strength saving throw there, Esteban.
I have advantage because I'm on rage.
You're raging. I know.
Quality.
23. Ooh.
I don't like the sound of that.
It's going to, much quickly than the other one, it is going to pull you off,
Unbelievable.
look at you, and slam you right in the dirt.
Mm-hmm. Come on, crit fail. Come on, crit fail.
Luckily, it is only going to hit you for 2 damage.
Okay, well, am I unconscious? Oh,
If you
no,
hit-
I'm not. I'm not yet.
Okay. You,
Are we sure that's not half of that because of my rage?
then you would take 1 damage, because that would technically be speaking, I guess, bludgeoning damage from just the bludgeoned impact. But you are knocked prone.
Is that on my stomach? I forget.
Yeah, you're completely like knocked flat.
Mm-hmm.
And you are dazed.
I'm a little dizzy, for sure. A little concussion, probably.
You're dazed for 4 rounds, which means for 4 rounds we will be skipping your turn.
Which means I will lose my rage. Cool.
So now, Emil.
Cool.
Haircut. What do you want to do?
I want to attack the infected in front of me.
Go ahead and roll,
An
and that's going to be
choice.
Yep.
Yes, and that's going to be with advantage because its back is turned to you.
Thank goodness. Well, 14
14,
hit.
that's going to hit.
Great.
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead and roll for damage.
This will be +2, 5 points of damage.
I'm sorry, how much is that going to be?
5.
5 points. Oh, gotcha, +2. Sorry. All right, so you take your axe and just like attack the back of it, hoping that like it's gonna draw it away from biting Qara. It takes the damage, but it still appears to be holding on there. Did you want to move, or are you gonna stay put?
I'll expend part of my movement to replace my shield with the dagger and attack again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
19.
That's going to hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
6 points piercing.
The last one, as Kara's like in pain, the last one is just going to right in the back of the head, as the infected being just finally lets go and its body collapses to the ground.
Haha!
Dead.
Great. And that will end my turn.
Okay. Elrid,
I am
it is
once
now your
again
turn.
going to hold so Lupus can go first. Lupus is going to try and bite this thing in the leg.
Okay. Lupus will also get to attack with advantage.
Okay.
Because its attention is elsewhere.
Yes. So I guess I will. So it's +5 plus advantage. Okay, cool. So let's do d20. So that's a 14. Does that hit?
You get to
Okay,
roll
wait,
again
yeah, I
because
get to
again it's
roll
with
again.
advantage.
Ah, well, that's even better.
Aha! That's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll the damage on his bite.
Did I get?
So
was that a nat 20 too?
2d6. That was a nat 20.
Oh, okay, cool.
So 2d6 plus 3 for his bite. Go ahead and roll the damage on that.
I'm just gonna try. I'm not sure if this is how you do it. Clicking the 2 for the 6. Did that do it?
Yes. So 9
Okay.
plus
Plus
3.
3.
So that's gonna be 12.
Okay.
Yeah. So he is gonna come up and just, I'm a good boy, latch onto the Achilles of this creature and tears it out with his jaw as he's actually going to deal 24 damage, causing this Etten to drop to a knee. Yeah.
All right. Then when that happens, I am going to. Oh man, I don't know whether I want to use magic or if I want to use my bow again. I'll keep using my bow since it has that extra spell.
I'm like, yeah, it has a Hail of Thorns. That's some extra damage. Go ahead and roll it. Same thing. It's going to be with advantage because the head that it would be looking at you is blinded. Plus, again, it is unaware of where you are attacking from. So,
Yep.
Whenever you're ready.
So there's that. Let's try
16,
again. Oh, 17.
That's going to hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
All right. 7.
And he is going to not succeed on the dex save. So
right.
go ahead and also roll the d10 for Hail of Thorns.
Can do. So that is a 7 as well.
Bam. So you take your bow out, and it impacts right into the chest, which at first makes it look like it's nothing. And then a steady stream of thorns continue to impact upon this beast. And once again, just a... It bellows out, and you can hear it echo throughout the forest as it falls backwards, dead.
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh,
Very
dead.
cool.
Oh, good. So
he's
knocked
dead.
up for 4 rounds doesn't matter. Cool.
Well done, team.
All right.
If I could, I'd play the Final Fantasy Victory song for you guys, because you guys did it.
Very cool.
There you go.
Nice.
All right.
Just a moment. All right.
I love the music change.
I know it's not at all subtle. It's very
Got my
dramatic.
spirit up. Oh, man.
So you guys amidst the carnage, right? So all these these infected bodies are everywhere. Starting just because you guys are right there. Starting with really quick, Emil and Grotek. So Qara's been bitten. She doesn't appear to be bleeding profusely, so it doesn't look like a vein has been nicked or anything like that. She doesn't appear to be bleeding out. She does appear to be a little, wobbly, but, she just got bit. She desperately clings onto you, Grotek, and she says, "I've seen them. They're all in there. people from my village. It's like they're being controlled. I don't understand. But they're in there, and she's gesturing like further down the mouth of the cave.
Tristan, I'm gonna see if I can peep anything if I look down there.
Sure, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception. That's a 17.
17? Do you have dark vision?
Yeah.
You do. From
Yes,
what
I
you
do.
can see, the entrance starts to go down to on what appears to be a bridge that starts to go out. You can see probably to about halfway across the bridge. You're not able to really see anything beyond that. There doesn't appear to be anything there or anyone there, but it appears to be, it leads out onto a bridge, and you can see to about halfway.
I look at her and well, that's something that we'll deal with in due time. Your child is safe. We got them back. They're back home.
She hugs you immediately.
She
hugs you immediately, and she says, "Thank you. Thank you so much for saving my life and ensuring my children's safety. I won't forget it." She says, "I fear that something like this might be beyond your initial group's control. I think I might need to make another request to the Adventurers Guild, possibly even to the Prince. But thank you, all of you." Emil, you would notice the mist is still there. And again, it does definitely seem to be protruding from the cave. And Grotek, you would have noticed that as well.
Knowing that our group is not at full fighting form currently, I'm going to talk to Qara, yeah?
Okay.
We need to get you back to the village as soon as possible. But you are wounded. Is this something that you think will develop over time, cause more trouble?
She says, "I don't know. I've never seen anyone witness a wound from these things before. I'm not sure what would happen."
Well, how about on the way to the village, we swing by the river? Get everything nice and cleaned up.
You can tell she's nervous. She kind of looks at the both of you and she says, "I'm worried it might be too late by then."
Well, we have a couple of courses of action here. Either we take you back to the village ourselves and risk the spread of the mist once more, that more evils may escape this cave, or you make the journey alone, possibly with Lupus, and face whatever troubles may happen along the journey.
She looks at you and she says, "You don't understand. I live with 2 children. I don't know if I'm willing to risk possibly turning with you guys gone."
Then I guess there's no choice. We have to go with you.
She continues to say, she's like, "I don't think you understand. This can't be risked. You've seen the horrors that this mist has done on a simple farming village. Could you imagine if this were to get back to Europa?"
Then, Qara, if we can't go with you and you can't go alone, then you stay with us and you help us further into the cave.
She says, and at that point, I'm going to cut to the rest of the group. So, Qara, I mean, not Qara, Nyx, Kyojin, and Elrid. So you guys are standing amidst the carnage of this great fight. What do you, starting with you, Nyx, what do you want to do?
And I check the. Are they pronounced int? What are they called again?
The Ettins.
I'm sorry, ints are from Lord of the Rings, right? I'm sorry.
Ents are tree creatures. It's okay.
Okay, so I'd like to go to the creature and check it for any.
So gotcha. You want to search it? I understand. Kyojin, what do you want to do?
Can anyone heal me? I'd say I'm probably facing a concussion currently.
Makes sense.
So you're looking for somebody to heal you, and Elrid, what do you want to do?
I'm trying to look at the explorer's pack to see if I have something to wrap Lupus's paw, but I don't think I do. So I'm going to do something bold. I'm going to rip my hood off of my cloak and wrap Lupus's paw with the cloth.
Okay. Which for you, Nyx, and for you, Kyojin, you guys be able to see this, that Elrid has revealed his full head, and he appears to be an elf. Which, Kyojin, you wouldn't have ever seen an elf in your travels. Nyx, in the world that I have, you would have... Oh, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I got
I'm
you.
an elf.
I got you, fam. You would have only recalled really seeing an elf, one time before. And same thing with you, Nyx. You would have only really recalled seeing an elf, one time before. So, however surprised or startled or shocked, you find this. Lupus comes limping up to you, Elrid, and he looks up at you, and he says, "Was I a good boy?"
You were wonderful, Lupus.
And he starts to lick your face, and he says, "I knew I'm a good boy."
I give him pats on the side of the head.
I gotcha. Starting with you, Nyx, from what you can find on this infected Ettin, there really isn't anything. Aside from the same lime green, pustulous wounds, there really isn't anything else to tell. It's not like it's carrying anything, no gold, weapons, anything like that. For you, Kyojin, you would probably know that either, to you actually, it would just make sense, that either Elrid, Grotek... Oh.
Apologies, that's
It's okay.
We're cooking something.
No, I got you.
If I hear it again,
no worries. That either Grotek, Elrid, or Nyx, being a magic being, they would probably have something that they could help you with healing-wise. So, knowing that, for you, Kyojin, which one do you want to make your way to first to see if they can help you?
Okay, all of them except for Emil?
Yeah, because Emil he's a warrior. You wouldn't expect a warrior to have any kind of magic healing.
I'm gonna actually head over towards Grotek because I figure that actually no, for conversation's sake, I'm gonna head over to Silver. And be like, "Hey, this sword was given to me by an elf. Maybe I can get some help from you too." Since you
can tell by the way he's talking. You can tell by the way he's talking, Elrid. He's a little out of it. Probably has something to do with the fact that he got slammed into the dirt.
Okay. All right. I don't personally have anything that I think will be able to help, but our friends over there in the cave probably do. So why don't you walk with me and Lupus? In fact, Lupus, I know your paw is a little sore. Do you mind carrying my friend here?
What about the over there?
So,
her.
Lupus says, "I don't think I can."
We'll all walk together then. All right? And I'm gonna start, doing one of these. Move towards the cave.
Gotcha.
Lady over there with the cool birthmark. Hello.
You don't see that. I just look like an elf.
Yeah.
Before
Oh.
Yeah, she just seems like an elf.
You look like an elf.
Adira.
We're all elf friendly here, Adira.
Alright.
Try and sparing some spell to help me with my brain.
I walk over and start searching through my bags.
Okay.
Kyojin,
Yeah.
I'm not really a healer, unfortunately. I'm more of
Okay, let's go to purple.
my
guy
lord
then.
normally lets.
So then
Wow.
for you and Elrid, you guys then make your way towards the cave. Nyx, did you want to continue to try searching the other bodies?
Yeah. Since I can't heal, I don't have healing spells.
That's cool. So then we're gonna cut back over to
I'm also gonna grab my
Emil
javelin
and-
from the one creature I just did.
That's fine. No, that's fine. We'll then cut back over to Elrid and Grotek. So she says,
Emil and Grotek.
Emil and Grotek, I'm sorry. She says, we do have another option. Take my children to the Adventurers Guild. They'll know what to do with them. And deal with me. And when she says that, she looks down to your sword, Emil.
I've never once slain an innocent. I don't intend to today.
That should be an axe because the sword is broken.
I'm sorry, dagger. The dagger then. Or axe, whichever. She says, I understand what a warrior's honor is. But especially if you are the type of warrior that you are, that I think you are, you know as well as I, and she points to her bite mark, this can't risk getting to anyone else.
If you're so sure, and he hands her the dagger, then do it yourself. That is not my creed, that is not my code. I protect.
Cold.
I'm going to, just give me 1
I
second.
would like to restrain her. Just by the way, seeing all of this, I'd like to hold her arms behind her back.
So just a sec. So Grotek, then you're kind of like staring shocked
Yeah.
as Emil hands her the dagger and says, "Then do if you believe that, then do this yourself."
And I'm just gonna
So you can see.
involve myself.
Well, hang on. So just hang on before we get there.
Yeah.
So you can see she's staring at the dagger, and the way you can tell she's looking at it, it looks like this is her only way out.
Mm-hmm.
She flips the edge up and immediately starts to go into her neck. Grotek, give me a counter strength, like a grapple, so d20 plus your strength modifier.
I'll just hit the strength button over here.
All right.
Hey, not bad with a -1 strength.
and you're actually able to grab her and you stop her, but she is holding on. The blade is probably an inch or two from her throat.
Hey now. I grew up in a village around this stuff too, alright? We don't know what happens. So I say, if for nothing else, it would be a waste of a science experiment to let you off yourself like this. You're staying with me.
Give me a persuasion check.
Alright.
I'm just checking bodies, I guess, right? I don't see any of this.
Yeah, are we
Jesus,
witnessing?
McSmitty, that's horrible.
Oh.
Yeah, McSmitty's saying you should have done it, Emil.
Have Nick's fire in front of the kid.
Fire in front of the kid.
Could do that.
Persuasion.
Why don't you roll a
Okay.
persuasion, McSwitty?
So-
McSchmitty. You're so, cool.
So she has the knife and she's listening to what you have to say. As she hears you talk, you can tell she lightens up a little bit, but she looks you dead in the eyes and she says, "Can you tell me for absolute certainty that this won't turn me?"
Of course not. But
if this happens,
but if this happens to somebody else, I'd like to be able to tell them for certain.
She says, "I don't want to turn in front of my children."
Then stay away from your children.
I'm sorry, two people at the same time. What, Paul?
Then stay with
Starting
us.
with Paul. What's up?
Make yourself useful.
She looks back, and then what did you say, Grotek?
I said, then stay away from your children.
And who's going? She says, "Even if I stay with you, I will turn."
That's right. And we just killed, what, 8 of them?
That's
right.
what she's saying. I don't know. From what I've seen, this illness, it is not a comfortable one. The turning process, the fevers, the pain, the suffering, these individuals. I don't want to do that.
So you do know that you're going to turn because of this bite.
She says, "I don't. But I don't want to risk."
Perception check that any of the corpses around us have bites.
Sure.
Also,
Actually,
how long is this
I would say-
conversation taking? Are we there at the
Not yet.
the mouth of the? Okay.
So this is happening while you're wrapping
Gotcha.
wrapping his paw,
Caught up.
talking with Kyojin, she's checking the body, all this stuff. Actually, it would be a medicine check.
Great.
To see if any of the ones are nearby you. have. Unfortunately, because of the deterioration, from what you could see from any one of the bodies, it's really hard to tell what if they had a wound, if that correlated at all with them changing into what they are.
I'm just gonna say this. You feel yourself turning, you have my permission to use my dagger against yourself. Spare yourself the pain, but for the meantime, we could use an extra pair of hands. And if it turns out that you don't turn at all, your children will still have a mother. There's no need to turn them over to the Adventurers Guild to subject them to a life of risk.
Give me a persuasion check there, Emil.
Brought the kids into it. I'm a tear up.
Oh, sorry, persuasion.
Can I lean over and go, yeah, what he said, and give him advantage?
Oh, please.
Do the help action. Anything.
It's a really good argument.
Can I try and help? I have persuasion.
No, you're not there.
Oh, I'm not. Sorry, guys. And with charisma's not there.
So.
I seduce her. I kiss her on the mouth. Anything to make it work.
You kiss. No, hang on. So you kiss her.
Oh.
Give me a persuasion check. Actually, give me a performance. Give me a performance check.
Please don't leave me. Please
give me.
So after the performance,
give
you're gonna do well.
Give her something to
me
live for.
Give me a performance check. Oh! Okay, alright. So you kiss her.
Sure if she dies or not. I just
is-
want to use her for science.
She is absolutely stunned as you pull away and you say, don't leave me. And she looks at you and she says, okay. And slowly but surely, she lowers the dagger to her side, and she says, just looking at you the entire time, Kyle, she's like, I'll stay. She looks to you, Emil, and she says, if there's the slightest of my turning, I will put an end to it. Regardless of where I'm going with you, I think then what would be best is that me and my girls take us back to the Adventurers Guild, Because even if I pass, they'll be able to take care of my children. Because the village isn't safe.
I agree, and I will grant you that request.
Thank you. And she takes. Oh my god. Yeah, Woody McSmitty. Yeah, she does. Woody McSmitty says now Grotech has coronavirus.
That's true. I took one for the team.
So she takes the dagger and she puts it into her belt, and she says, "Well, I guess let's go." Back over to the other half of the team. So you guys have finished doing what you've been doing. You guys have made your way up to the cave, to where Emil and Grotech and Qara are walking toward you guys. What do you want to do?
What's the word?
Did I find anything on the bodies?
Same thing for you, Nyx. Nothing. Like, from what you found of these clothes, if anything, they look like peasants' clothes. Nothing really discernible, or any weapons or anything like that.
Right.
What were you gonna say, Elred?
What's the word?
Well, I think that first we should head back over to the river and get ourselves cleaned up.
Should we try to should we try to seal the tunnel entrance?
I don't
They'll
even
be
know
stuck
how
inside.
I don't even know how we'd begin to do that. And right now, I think if we happen to disturb anything and anything comes running out of there, we're dead. So I'd like to take a minute.
All right.
Grotech,
you know what, Elred, give me an insight check.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, that's not helpful.
That's all right. Continue.
Gave it a shot.
Qara says then probably what would be best is we could head back to the village, pick up my kids, and we can head back to the Adventurers Guild where you guys can get your payment. And possibly, if need be, you guys can get paid for the job.
Well, I thought we were...
Can I make a perception check to see if I notice the wound?
You notice the wound.
Okay. Well, then I'll say, of course, but we should go and clean out your wound first. Yes, everyone?
I agree. Let's go to the river.
What about my wound?
Well, at the river. At the river. Come on now, everybody, get a move on.
Dude, stay by me. I'll help you back.
Thank you.
So you guys make your way back to the river. You guys wash off. Once again, she washes out her neck as best she can. Nyx, in your head, you start to hear a voice. That was a great reaction. Yeah, that was great.
This man always coming in when I don't need him to bother me, hitting me up. Okay, let's do it.
The store's like a bad ex.
Change your brain number.
Block him.
And the voice says, "Greetings, my herald. I ask that you bestow my mark upon the woman."
What happens if I bestow your mark?
That is not your concern. Bestow my mark will be reduced to what you were.
Can I telepathically link this to Emil so he can hear this conversation happening in my head?
Try. But for some reason,
Nothing.
it doesn't work.
So I have to do this?
That's what he's telling you.
If you don't want to be reduced to what you were.
I turn to Qara and I say, I'm sorry, but my master has bid me that I mark his sigil on you.
Qara.
What?
So here's the thing.
What?
Here's the thing. As you start to speak with this apology, no words are coming out.
Oh. I do what I am bid.
So Qara just looks at you. It's like, I'm sorry. Are you trying to say something? You weren't saying anything.
A piece of my heart shatters, and I cast the sigil.
So you would know that it's honestly, it's nothing big, it's nothing grand. It's something as simple as just you like holding her hand and just being like, it's gonna be okay. And you would know that somewhere hidden or prevalent, you're not entirely sure, his mark has been laid upon her. And she just takes you holding her hand and she's like, thank you. It was very reassuring. She continues to like wash out her neck, and she actually looks to all of you. She says, thank you all. I hope the payment for this job is enough, but I really can't thank you all for what you've done for my family as well as my village. And she says, I'm gonna go grab my kids. We can head back. And she walks off toward the house.
I'd go with her. I'm not leaving alone.
Cosign! Going with the lady! Not leaving the lady alone.
I'm not leaving my new girlfriend to turn by herself.
I'm not leaving my new friend's girlfriend to turn by herself.
Yeah.
I'm just like drunkenly like, did you guys see me back there jumping and whatnot?
I'm fucking healing. I'm gonna cure wounds on you.
Thank
to
you.
get this to stop.
How much AC does that get me, or HP does that get me?
So
really
quick. So Elred, as you start to walk off, Lupus kind of grabs you by the belt and kind of holds you from walking, and he says to you, he's a good boy. Let him have this.
No. Mixed, confusing conversation. No. Just no. We'll just protect. Just. I can't even complete the sentence to Lupus. I'm just like, no, goodness, please. Let's just go, okay?
Lupus, I'll say this. Lupus still has a broken paw, and it's hard for him to walk around.
I want to get him to come rest so we can heal it, but I figure we have to wait until we go to the night's sleep or whatever.
Well, even with resting with a broken paw like that, it's going to take like a potion or a spell to honestly fix that. Otherwise, it's going to take a very long period of time for his paw to naturally heal. Okay, so the rest of you guys kind of like get your stuff together and you kind of wait, kind of like outside the farm for Grotek and his lady friend, Qara, with her kids. So Grotek, you follow her inside. Everything seems to be okay. She tells the kids, gather, just some clothes and some belongings because we gotta go. Of course, the kids obviously vocalize, I don't want to leave, yada yada, and she says it's okay. We're going to a new and exciting place, a tavern in the city. And they're like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah. And they've been waiting just for you. Which of course gets the kids happy and excited. They're like, okay, and they immediately gather their belongings and come rushing down the stairs. She turns back to you and she looks into your eyes, Grotek, and she says, you brought this on yourself.
I did. I will face the consequences of my sexuality.
And she says, did you really mean what you said back there?
Every word.
She kind of runs her, she kind of like strokes your chin a little bit, moves her hand up the side of your face, and she says, I don't think anyone's ever talked to me that way before.
It's gonna suck when she dies.
Well, there are a lot of things that happened today that have also never happened to me before. So, how are you feeling?
She's like, I'm scared out of my, honestly, beyond reason. But do you hear? I'm able to keep it together.
That's good to hear. And we're gonna
Oh my
keep
God,
our eye
it's the
on
beginning
you.
of that Jesse Eisenberg zombie movie.
Hold on.
If something does happen, it'll be within the next couple of days, and I have some experience with all of this, so we're gonna keep our eye on you.
Okay.
If you make it through to the other side, we're gonna get your kids back with you.
So she does grab your hand and she says, promise me one thing. If something does happen to me, they'll be looked after by the guild. Promise me that you'll look after my children.
I can promise that.
I, as your DM, am now asking you this, Grotech. Is this a lie?
No,
that's the truth.
This particular part of it rang very true with Grotech. This is the truth.
Okay, so he's telling the truth. He is committing to her that if anything happens to her, he's gonna look after her kids.
I will.
Okay, cool.
I will.
Just gotcha.
Let me just really quick call up some of my gaming friends.
So she says, I can rest a little easier, thank you. And she exits the house with her kids. Hey, you better fucking write that down, Grotech.
I nervously just blow ass as soon as she leaves. I just rip. Been holding that in for a while.
Oh my god.
Lupus is suddenly like,
there.
Something's wrong.
Hold on.
Last good one for a while. You sure
Yeah,
of that?
it's been a lot. First woman I've ever kissed.
So
here we are.
So the family with Grotech meets you guys back into the town, and she says, "I'm ready to go when you guys are."
Then let us away.
Okay. And you guys begin to make your way off towards Europa. Eventually, you guys come
can
back
you do
into the
anything
busy...
about my friend's paw here?
Unfortunately, I'm a bit tapped for magic right now.
Well, maybe tomorrow.
I will keep it in mind.
Thank you.
Of course.
So you guys make your way slowly but surely. You guys make your way back to the large city of Europa. So at this point, it's probably about 6 in the morning because the whole mist thing happened the previous night, and you guys continue on after that. And it takes you guys a couple of hours to get to and from. Fortunately, the city has not woken up yet, so the streets are relatively clear, and you guys make your way back to the front of Thor's Anvil. Aside from the empty street, you all do notice that the blind baker is still there, waving his hand out in front as you guys make your way inside. The bartender immediately greets you all. Qara
signal him for a new hood.
Qara immediately says their wolf has been injured. Be sure to take care of him. And he says, "Not a problem. I'll handle it right now." And he actually heads right outside. You guys all kind of like take a couple of tables, sit down, rest, kind of take a load off. A sec. You guys hear a familiar voice. As you see this gentleman come up from the door that leads, from what you guys can guess, is downstairs. And he says, so, everything go well?
Yeah, I would say so.
Well enough.
we all came back alive. Killed some things that shouldn't be alive anymore. Can I get another 4 pints of beer?
Really quick, what was that, Annalicia? You kind of cut in and out. I didn't catch that.
Relatively.
Gotcha. He says, sure. Free food, free drinks, obviously. Also, not to mention, for accomplishing your objective, here's pay. And he pulls out a large bag of gold, which is 1,000 pieces, split 5 ways. That's 200 gold apiece. And he says, thank you. Obviously, Elred, Silver, you've working on behalf, you represent the Adventurers Guild, but for the rest of you, thank you for being willing to do this. It's been quite a long time since a favor's ever been done for me, and I cannot express how much this means.
Well, a favor...
Says, favor for a favor, and I promise you that I came through. If you'll give me but a moment, I'll go get him. She looks up to Qara. Qara kind of stands up. They have a quick exchange. They talk. Trevathan at first seems a little worried, but kind of gives way as he, from what you guys hear, he tells Qara, you can take them upstairs. You have your own room, all that stuff. Qara takes her girls upstairs. They're tired. But one last time, she looks at you guys and she says, once again, adventurers, thank you so much for your help. And she turns with her children and goes upstairs.
Did we hear her? Did she give him the full story of like this? The mist is still there, the cavern's still open. Like there's more to be done.
From that, you didn't hear anything about that. What she basically mentioned was she got bit, something to do with all that. But with the agreement she has with Emil and what she wants to do, but the main thing she just wants to ensure is that her kids are going to be safe. He responded essentially with, well, your kids can stay here. We'll keep an eye on you in case something happens. And she says, don't worry, like, I don't intend on letting myself turn, yada, yada, yada. So, for the most part, she didn't really give any details about, like, the mission. So, like, oh, there's the mouth of the cave. The fact that all these infected people were going into the cave. Because she wasn't even there. Like, she didn't even see anything with, like, the cornfield of ratmen.
Right.
So she mainly just kind of talked to Trevathan about details that really only related to her and her kids, which understandable. So you guys are sitting alone as the bartender eventually comes back. He just hollers out in a questioning tone, "The usual?"
Yeah, I want the turkey leg again.
As you guys wait for about 5 to 10 minutes, Trevathan is still gone, but the bartender does come out. Pints, drinks, full bore. It does give you. He gives you a new cloak.
New cloak,
if anything, because he can't just give you a hood.
Totally.
But he gives you a new cloak to replace the one you have, and then he heads back. And he also says, "By the way, your wolf's leg is gonna be fine. A good night's rest after what I give him should make him feel better by morning."
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Anytime, Silver. And he walks back to the bar. Now, give me just a moment.
But he said, play that song again, Kyojin.
I should pull up my lyre, shouldn't I?
Good, if you want to. You can go ahead and give a performance check with your lyre if you'd like to. Yeah.
Can I make any checks to figure out that she may not be an elf? Because I have had no response from her, based on who I am. Because at least from where I'm sitting, she used to work for the guard. She would probably know my face.
Sure. So you can give a insight check, Elred, if you'd like to see if something's up. Maybe she didn't know you, or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can give an insight check on that.
Doing it right now.
Counter.
Esteban, really quick.
Ooh,
Esteban, for your performance, kind of a little
I'm
haphazard.
still dealing with the concussion from earlier.
Sure, absolutely. It's the pitch is a little wonky. The notes aren't quite right. It's just bearable enough that people aren't telling you to shut up, but it's not good.
I got a 20 on my insight check.
I gotcha. So, with you taking a look at her, the fact she hasn't really
counter deception.
Deception. He's not doing a deception.
No, he's doing an okay.
An insight.
Yeah, she's asking if she can. Yeah.
Well, what are you wanting to do?
The way he can't tell that I'm not who I am. Good deception.
Unfortunately, there's no real way for you to hide the fact that you're an elf.
Oh, okay. I thought he was checking if I was like a changeling.
No, no. His thing just it has to do with you being an elf. From what you could tell with how she's reacted, your circumstance would probably be she's not of royalty. The only people that really were pursuing you in the past that had anything to do with that were people who were living in the castle. So whether that's advisors, guardsmen, the family, etc. This just tells you that she was probably a member of the general populace, which more than likely means she really couldn't care, or the populace doesn't even know that with whatever happened with you. So either way, point is you're fine.
That's helpful.
Yeah. After about a number of minutes of Kyojin gracing you guys with his performance, Trevathan returns and he says, "Lady and gentlemen, I present to you a good friend of mine." And you guys see this man step out. And he says, "This is Sir Arthas Kalen. Emil, I would like you to give me a history check." Emil, how about you give that to me one more time?
What do you mean?
Also,
it was a perfectly
if
fine
you have
check. What's a physical
if you have
description of this
inspiration,
guy? Huh?
the physical, well, you would
What's
with
wrong
what
with,
you're looking at him. With a 5.
Yeah. What's wrong?
So you,
Well, is this
you look at him.
is this an important check?
Equal opportunity for all roles? Is that what we're doing?
Just take it, Emil.
Equal rights and opportunity for all.
I will use
No,
inspiration.
it's fine. That's okay.
And
I was gonna say
this.
you could. Yeah, sure.
A 12.
And with inspiration.
That was my inspiration.
For most people,
Oh, it was.
inspiration is
Okay.
just advantage.
Right.
Yeah. Jeremy does it a little differently.
Oh,
I believe.
I do it with no, it's okay. That's good to know. I didn't realize that. For me, I do inspiration is a D4 that you can roll with any check, any attack, saving throw, all that kind of stuff.
So
Just
it's-
not damage.
it's a reroll plus D4, or just an extra D4 added on top.
For the viewers out there, write that down. We're going to later.
Sorry, which one was it, Jeremy?
1d4 history check.
Added on top the original roll or re-rolled?
You know what? Because of this whole debacle, let's just re-roll it. Let's do it fresh.
Reset.
So much
Wipe
more
away.
Yeah,
Forget this
exactly.
happened.
None of this happened. Yeah, exactly.
Huh. I think I'll make a history check. Yeah. And I don't want to re-roll it.
So that's
I'm not
9.
meant to know whatever information is being softballed to me.
But you also need to. $13. You immediately it takes you a second because of just the sheer exhaustion of all the fighting, all the turmoil, all the a little bit of drama. But you recognize this gentleman as the man with hair of wheat who had visited your small town not too long ago.
I let him enter, and then I cover the door.
Ooh.
He sits down at the table and he says, "So, I hear you're all interested in the Three Rings." And that, folks, is where we are going to leave the session.
What the hell?
Hey.
Awesome.
Really quick, guys. I just want to say a big shout out to Monument Studios for the music that we've been able to use for this for our sessions. It's been a big help. Really helps me. I know as a DM set the tone and the mood. Also want to give a big shout out to Frog God Games. Even though it hasn't necessarily made an appearance into the actual campaign, it is a map that I have used for the layout for the city of Europa. For all of those who decided to check in today, thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys keeping up to date. If you missed the streams, you can always check us out on YouTube. Also, if you want to follow along, you can check out our social media at Instagram, at Facebook, at Twitter, and keep up to date with the next episodes, as well as episodes that we post to YouTube. Done very much by our very own Esteban. Also, just as a nice heads up to you all who keep up to date, our next session for Europa sadly isn't going to be until April. We will post the next streaming date for that event at a later point in time. However, our next streaming date will stick with our regular schedule of bi-weekly. So on March 27th, our very own Paul is going to be hosting a science fiction one-shot for you guys to attend. We will, of course, release the details as to the time and date later. But without that, guys, thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you next time when the adventures continue. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye.
Yeah,
Bye, Isaac. Bye, Isaac.
bye. Bye.